I don't want to do the proud to announce or whatever, but yeah, I'm the home broadcaster for the Arizona Outcasts, the ladies football team out here, and they're actually like crazy good. They made it to the championship last year, and the craziest thing, bro, is the championship's on ESPNW. So I keep working, bro. You know,
I didn't.
And
technically, it'll be on ESPN.
So that's what I've been doing on, the football tip. My football show has been rocking, bro. That's been going good. So ultimately, that was the goal, is to keep expanding that network to kind of create more opportunities. At work, bro, people that follow me, the Kid JB on Insta, Ty knows it. I work from home still, and I be bored, aka creative, throughout the day. Be posting mad videos, mad content, bro. I love it, man. I'm falling in love with the process. I'm no longer being like, yo, this video should do numbers. Like, I just love creating. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I've been doing, bro. And then shit, I mean, yeah, they got me in that sales spot, which I reluctantly do, but yesterday I hit my quota for 4th month in a row, bro. So I'm good at it. I'm doing shit that they asked me to do, and that's just kind of who I am. How you been, bro? I know you went to a festival that I flaked on, lo siento, as we say. Respectfully though, I flaked. I don't really got an answer besides,
I was like, respectfully, what? It's all good. Hey, I'm not really. It was like kind of like, yo, come through. I'm more just like, hey, you can't tell. You can't tell me I don't like
that's on
you
me.
shit. So that's all.
It was what was it? The air fryer festival.
But it was
what was it?
Nah. It was like it was fries festival. So it was like every truck had like different version of French fries. So there was a jerk chicken French fry spot. There was one that was doing like, brisket and barbecue. There was a couple like barbecue ones. There was like a seafood one. There was Greek fries.
Seafood French fries?
Excuse me. And obviously
like fries and then some lobster on top or something?
Yeah, it was just fried and they just put like crab or lobster on top. Or I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know if I want to drop 19 on some French fries. So instead I dropped 15.
Plus tax brought me to that 19 smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, all right, yeah. But nah, it was good. Obviously, we went to the pizza festival a couple months ago. I think like November or something like that. Back another time when the wave was kind of chill.
I think it was around that time, November-ish or so.
Yeah, we're between waves right now. So it was back between waves at some point. We went to the pizza festival, or maybe that was February. I don't fucking know, man. Time's like stuck in the mud.
You could say any month. I'd be like, that was it.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, it sounded right.
Yeah, that's
4th of July. Sure. Yeah, that was fun, bro.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, nah. So we went to the pizza one, and that one was cool because it was like, you know what I'm saying? You could go to multiple trucks because like they were giving you like a little slice of pizza. Like you could eat one and like go somewhere else, get another one. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can try a bunch of different stuff. This one was kind of like they were giving you full-fledged like meals of fries. So it's like you can't really be like, like that was the problem. I couldn't, like multiple things. Yeah, multiple things sounded good to me. And I was like, I have to choose. Yeah, I have to choose one. Like, and then if I choose one and it's trash, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I should have got that other one. And so we all kind of, the whole group, we all kind of got like different ones and kind of sampled each other's and like, oh yeah, that one's good. And then, some people were like, man, mine was trash. I had to throw it out. And it was like,
that's a gamble, bro. They're like, at other festivals, they encourage it. They're like, yo, go to that truck. That's my guy, Steve. He's got the best, Gatorade, the best like lemonade and shit.
Yeah.
And these sounds like they're like, yo, I saw you over at another truck. What was up? What's up? Like our fries.
Nah, that'd be wild. Like, oh yeah, you hopping out of the line? Okay, I see how it is. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it seemed like everybody was kind of like chill. It was cool. It was literally the exact same place as the Pizza Festival. So it was like, kind of, had the open air. There's a band. They weirdly had a band. And then also on like the other side of the thing, they had like a DJ. And it was kind of like clashing on the sounds. I was like,
just talking shit to each other every time.
And then also
fuck that DJ over there though, yeah.
But always funny when I see like a white DJ or like, usually it's like DJs at a wedding. Like, you ever notice like those DJs all like their names are just DJ like Matt. Them, like DJ Brad Owens, DJ DJ Steven Goskowski.
Is that the kicker for the Patriots, bro?
It is. But that's literally
he
what
retired.
it
He became a kicker.
is. Fucking,
Oh, he retired.
if
DJ,
you like DJ, white DJs at weddings, it was like DJ Bob Krasinski. Like,
take
bro,
a card.
Right,
like, I'll Google you. They're like, nah, you can't, bro. Just take a card.
Yeah, yes, I can. I can Google you. You literally gave me your full name. Like, I'm sure it pops up.
It
DJ
does.
Matt.
I'm just like on the ninth. I'm like the 900 DJ Matt. So I'm low on the list.
Yeah, DJ Matt Johnson, bro. It's very common. Like I would imagine, like that, and that's the thing that I'm like, bro. Obviously, DJ Buttersauce, very stupid name. That's the fun. Like you a DJ, you get to come up with a dumbass name, and like you stick with it long enough, it becomes kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be like, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ and make money from being a DJ? Let me just name myself Matt. But I guess like for weddings, you probably have to do that because it's like parents are involved, so they're just like they're not gonna hire the dude like DJ Spinnerella. Like they're not gonna hire that guy.
It could be tax purposes. It's easier to file on a W-2, like DJ Matt instead of it's like it's DJs. Your IRS, your wedding, your return bounces because they don't spell DJ Spinnerella correct. DJ's Spinnerella. You're like, the L's a 7. It's upside down. Like DJ Matt.
they probably more likely to do DJ Matt Owens than like DJ K the track killer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want the track killer at your big day? Like, no.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think live bands are the move for a wedding. I mean, I don't know. This is a festival we're talking about, but I think live.
I would say I love live music. Like we were downtown, another event you missed, downtown for Travis' birthday.
I was working that night. And that's an excuse.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying another event you missed. But we were, shouts to the producer Trav. We were there for his birthday, and we went to a place called Cock and Tails, which is wild. I did not think about it. And they had like a live band, all black, fire already. I ain't even before when they started setting up. I'm like, is this an all black band? Oh yeah, this is about to be lit, bro. So they're setting up, and then like they're doing covers of like cool shit like Into You by what I'm saying, Tamia. Is it who sings Into You? Tamia. I thought I was about to say Samia for some reason. Like they're doing that shit, like all the like classic R&B shit, and I'm like, yo, this is fire. But I'm like, and so like part of me is like live music with a band is like top tier because it feels so good sonically. But at a wedding, I get why I would be torn because it's like y'all would have to be versatile enough to play the songs that I want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna be drunk, so I'm gonna be like, maybe if it's my wedding, maybe I had a set list. But once I get drunk, I'm like, bro, play Drip or Drown, you know what I'm saying? And I need y'all to do the little baby and the fucking Gunna parts. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to hear that. I need to hear y'all like a
cover band. You know I don't want like an actual band coming out busting out their music like, yo, this song is named Sarah. It's like, no, we're not doing the album tonight.
No, I know, but even. Yeah. But obviously it's a cover band, but I just feel like they're limited. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a DJ, it's like there's no limits. Like you obviously tell them shit you don't want them to play, but then also, you know what I'm saying? If you get the whim to like, yo, I want to hear this Beyonce song, or yo, like all the grandmas or whatnot went home, bro. Let's turn the fuck up now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
like, like Cupid Shuffle.
You can do that pivot. Yeah, bro. Like we did the wobble once, like we did all that shit. So like, let's actually.
You know what they said?
Shit, like throwing some Durkio, bro.
They said it's very awkward to walk back after you bowl. Like everybody watches you and you got to walk back like just like awkwardly without the bowling ball. I think it's awkward to walk back from the DJ booth.
It's only awkward if you don't get a strike.
When you you request a song from the DJ and like. You don't know if you're walking away, if he's like shaking his head at you like this fucking kid, bro. Or as a DJ, you're like, bro, if this dude comes by and asks to play I Love Sosa one more time, like.
See, as a DJ, I actually didn't mind requests because I meant to me like people are into it. Like, as long as they're cool, like, yo, like this shit is fire. Can you play this song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta come from like a. you got to at least big up.
Yo, you trashed. You play something else. You're like, yo, bro.
Yeah, like, hey, we not nobody rocking with this. Can you play? Like, nah, bro, fuck you. But like, or like, you know, you're like in the middle, like in college all the time. Like, I'm in the middle of playing like, you know, some fucking rap. I mean, it's college, so it's probably like Kid Ink or some shit. And they're coming like, hey, can you play Taylor Swift? And I was like, I don't think 22 is gonna seamlessly fit next in this song, bro. Like, and like, not only that, but I also
can you play
don't
Taylor
play
Swift?
It.
You should
like,
fresh out. Yeah.
Like, let me swap out this T Grizzly for
I remember
T-Swift.
sleeping on the floor. The fuck? She's like, I feel like 22. Half the crowd leaves and shit.
Right? Can you imagine going over that? Or like Meek Mill from like, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? And it was like, I'm feeling 22. Like, yeah, nah, bro.
Although, no, see,
work,
that's not even Taylor. I was thinking
yeah.
of Miley Cyrus, the Party in the USA, the Biggie cover. That's a good one. So, like, shit like that, you know?
Oh, yeah, with the mix. Yeah, if I was mashing, I don't be mashing shit up, bro. Who am I? Definitely not doing that. I feel like those people are insane. Like, yo, let's take these songs that have nothing in common at all and mash them up. And I feel like 98% of those are terrible. So it's like you get the 2% that actually sound good, and you're like, I guess this was okay, but like, oof, you had to sift through some shit. Maybe mashing
songs that don't even make sense off the context. It's like, we got Ed Sheeran, Give Me Love. And then we got Fat Joe, What Is Love? It's like, it sounds like y'all conflicted.
Yeah, bro. Like,
but that's cool, man. I mean, so the festival where I'm at, it's not even, you know, maybe it's snobbery. I'm thinking when you're gonna bop around, it sounds like you couldn't bop around with the trucks or whatever, with the fry trucks. But when I'm thinking festival, I want like light. I want to be able to like just what's that called? Fried. Yeah, but no, the shaved ice cream, the shaved ice. I want like ice cream.
Like something like you don't want to be heavy
festival
food,
would
right?
be dope. You know
like you can't do a lasagna festival.
Birthday cake festival. Like trying birthday cakes everywhere.
Spaghetti, like just pasta. Although I'm gonna be real, if they had a pasta festival, I'm there. I don't give a fuck how. I'm no after that festival. I'm gonna be there like, oh,
why'd you let me do this?
I don't give a fuck, bro.
If that's the case,
I don't care.
You would have to do
just pasta, bro.
You know, in interest of the sample, just like a little cup. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one of those like little like 4-ounce like Dixie cups of pasta. You got 4 noodles per. You got like a forkful. You sampling all the pasta, bro. You can't just go with the
Well, I'm actually going to, we're just festivaling it up. We're going to like some food truck joint later today at like 3 or something like that. And it's like, it's like it's like 80 or 90 food trucks or some shit over in Peoria. But it's like, they said they having like $3 sampler platter stuff. So it's like, you can go to every truck and like get a $3 sample. So I'm like, that's the way to do it. Cause then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can sample shit and be like, oh, this was fire. I'll go back and get a full
respectfully,
one if I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Or maybe I just fill up on
that's
sample,
why you're my guy, because you mess with sushi heavy, but like when you go to a sushi, rotating sushi joint, the whole point is to try a bunch of different stuff. It's like someone taking like nothing but just like the yellowtail roll or something, just stacking their plates. It's like, bro, let the belt come around. You know what I'm saying? Try a little of this, try a little of that. I think I think you guys have the right mindset, but I don't know. I'd be upset if I got that much, the $19 5 pounds of French fries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it was good. I'm not even gonna front. The one that I ended up getting,
well, I'm sure you have good insight, bro.
It was like some bread, yeah. Even though, I'll be at the restaurant, like, I don't know what I'm gonna get, and I get like, fuck, I should have got the other thing. I do anytime I go somewhere that got sushi and ramen, I'm fucked, bro. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I love sushi, but like ramen also fire. And every time I get the sushi, I'm like, fuck, I should have got the ramen. And then I get the ramen, I'm like,
that's how you go appetizers. You go smaller plates and you get both.
I get one roll, and that, I just gotta, I be like fat conscious. I don't want to, I know I am fat, but it's like I don't want people to like. I want people to be like, oh man, not that I care. Like, we not. We body positive on the Bucketup podcast, but it's more just like, I'm already know I'm fat, so I'm like, you don't want to look like
I didn't even think that
out here.
Wow, I didn't even think of that as a dynamic, bro. I think,
But I know, sometimes I care, sometimes I don't. So it's like, sometimes I'm just gonna order what I want. And then,
that's but I as someone that eats a lot too, my plate looks ridiculous. Like I have like I'm at a buffet at a place that's not a buffet. Like I have plates everywhere on the table. So but I don't I guess I encourage that because I've been it's not that I encourage it, it's just something I don't notice or acknowledge. So I haven't.
Yeah, and not even that I like it, not because I'm like, that's not the reason why I'm big. Like, what I'm saying, it's mostly probably genetics or whatever. And then like obviously I don't eat great, but I don't be out here like on the 400-pound like eating Snickers with syrup.
And bro, you lost mad
like,
weight.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
not like I'll be
good, bro. Like you're not like that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
no, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about any of that. I was just saying in general, like I feel like nobody wants to look like they doing a lot at the restaurant. Like nobody wants to be like, damn, this nigga orders steak and pasta, and he said, let me get the apps, and let me get the. He's like, what you hitting on for dessert? I need something sweet.
Dude,
like nobody want to do all that.
I think I'm like, if somebody's spending time like plate analyzing your shit, I'm like, bro, did you come here to like scout or did you come here to eat? Like,
right. I'm not. Right, I'm here with my friends. Like nobody would do that. None of my people I rock with not gonna do that.
They'd be excited that you ordered chicks. But like, can I try that? I was hoping that you would order.
Oh yeah, and that's usually how it is. Like if I felt like I'm like, yo, this sounds good. Anybody else to eat it with me? So I'm like, because one, I'm like, again, I know I'm like, oh, at the end. So I'm like, I'm not trying to eat all this shit. But I'm like, if anybody want calamari, like I'm down because I want to try it because I fuck with calamari. But I'm always intrigued, like how this place makes the calamari. Because some people that should be fire, and some people would be like, this was out the box, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that just sounds like we got to go to restaurants more because I'm your guy when it comes to that, bro. I try everything. You know what I'm saying? I try everything twice. Yeah. That's my shit.
Yeah. Oh, I know we're like all. We're gonna get back on topic, but I saw like another like all you can eat sushi place that was like right by me, so we might have to meet up and hit up that spot. I know we hit up the one before.
Yeah, you got my number, bro. Hit me up.
Or it was in Scottsdale, actually.
Yeah, I'm with it. But yeah, that's so festival. So food truck. This coming up tonight. I got broadcasting. But what's been popping? I think since we've been gone. No, what's that girl? Michelle Branch or whatever the girl's name. Since you've been gone, who sings that song?
Kelly Clarkson. That's Kelly Clarkson, bro.
Since you've been gone.
Kelly, she changed her name to something.
We're not
I don't forget what it is.
Yeah,
it's Kelly Clarkson.
American Idol, right? So now, but what's been popping, bro? I know.
Yeah.
I've been out here with the Bloody Mary reviews, bro. There's another drink that I'm actually hip to now, which I know are like some people are hit or miss, but the Michelada.
Like you discovered another drink. Ripe age is 32, bro. Discovered another drink. And Michelada, yeah, bro, that makes sense. Though. That's natural, I guess. That's just you discover a Spanish Bloody
Mary with beer. It's just all like a Bloody Maria.
You do
or whatever.
Isn't you do the clam joint because it's supposed to be clams so I guess, right? Clam juice.
I'm not OG with it, but what's funny is restaurant review about I guess like conflating it. I went to a spot called Blanco Taco by the Biltmore area, and apparently some.
Is it good?
It is all right. I like it. It
sounds like gentrification to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, another hot take about Mexican food with me, and this I think is on wax. I'm actually more hip to the Americanized Mexican food. Like I like Chipotle and shit. Yeah, that's my vice, bro. I don't even like street tacos, man. Oh yeah, I grew up on Cuban food. Bro. It's like way different. You know what I'm saying?
That got to do. I grew up on Puerto Rican food.
That's what I'm saying.
Different too. That don't make Mexican food is fire, bro. And I'm the opposite. I'm like
I didn't say it's
there's
better.
It's
a preference, bro.
No, I get what you just you know what you tapping into like you just sound white like that's just.
I mean,
that's all it is.
I can
like somebody gonna listen to it.
Hey, white privilege comes. I can.
You can't. That's not white privilege, but white privilege is not white privilege is not like fucking with spicy food, bro. That's what it is.
Oh, it is.
It's like taking the authentic shit and making it bland. That's white privilege now. That's funny. But nah, yeah, I'm like, you know, some of that stuff is cool. Like, obviously, I fuck with Taco Bell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to one of these spots where it's like, it just kind of irks me because I know it's like, yeah, I know white people own this shit. I can tell, like, the food is good, but I can tell this ain't real Mexican people. Like, they didn't even got Mexicans. They might even have Mexican people in the kitchen, but it's like they didn't come up with this idea, and this is not how they rock usually. But I'm like, I go to an actual Mexican spot, I feel like I could taste the difference, and obviously, like, you know, the gentrification of
like
it all.
in Rocky Balboa, you know when Paul, he's like, why don't you get something to eat? He's like, a bunch of Mexicans cooking Italian food's not it for me, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if that's racism or something. Like, you know, you go to a Japanese spot and it's a white dude and it's like,
like, oh, I'm sure he's got a fire katana or something, but you know, like,
or like you go to hibachi spot and sometimes it's just a Mexican dude and it's like usually they cool, but I'm like, this ain't.
I mean, it's fair, dude. If I went to a
Japanese restaurant,
fucking like a Jewish restaurant, like a Chompies, and some dude with like a MAGA hat was in there, I'm like, no, I'm not good.
I'm like, I mean, he might be a MAGA Jew, bro. You don't know.
These everything bagels might literally have everything on them. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
so
diversity here on the Bucketup podcast. But nah, I mean, so the Bloody Maria, the Bloody Mary, Michelada, or whatever. He was like, you know, I was telling him how I don't really drink like that, or no, what I said like, because I kept asking for every beer that I wanted, he didn't have. I was like, can I get it with a Dos Equis? He's like, I don't have that. I was like, or he's like, I have that on draft. I don't have that on bottle. I said, okay, what about Pacifico? He said, I don't have that on bottle. And so I kept striking out. I was like, whatever, give me a fucking beer, bro. So he brings me a Modelo Especial, which I like. They're not bad. Yeah. So then it was like but it was sweeter. Mixing it with the Bloody Mary mix, like it was, I don't know, sweeter or something. And he was like, but when he brought me the drink, he's like, I gave you an extra shot. And I was like, an extra shot? And then, but apparently he put tequilas in the Michelada. So he had 2 shots of tequila, the beer, and the mix. So it was very,
That sounds disgusting.
So, so.
I know you're supposed to be like clam juice in there too. Like,
no,
the hell's going on?
The clams. So I haven't heard. I mean, I haven't not heard that. I guess I was indifferent. I'm willing to try that because there are like oyster. I don't mind clams. Have like the oyster and the Bloody Mary joint in it, and you just kind of.
I'm not on the oyster train.
Bro, oysters are clams' cousins. And like, literally next door. Like, next.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes you don't fuck with your cousin. I don't know what to tell you about, like, okay.
That's very relevant after our discussion before the show.
yeah. Come on, bro. But like, I fuck with, like, I do like the clam pasta too. You know, I don't eat it because Katie don't fuck with seafood. And have you ever had like the linguine and clam sauce,
shrimp
like
scampi?
At the crib?
Fuck out of here, bro.
For sure, yeah, shrimp scampi is obviously good, but like if you cook the linguine and clam sauce and you just sniff around, you're like, oh yeah, it smells like a fucking like boat
clams,
like,
bro.
It smelled like a nigga was out to sea, like for real. And so it's like Katie don't really rock with the seafood, and she'd be like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like she about to throw up. So I'm like, I'll literally only make that when she's like out of town or some shit. So I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't be stinking up the whole fucking house with that shit. But yeah, so like I fuck with that, but I'm not really trying to put like, I'm not really on the Bloody Mary train in general because I don't want tomato juice. No,
I know, and it's an acquired taste, and it's like definitely a specialty drink. So it's not something that you like slam back or like it's like, I had 8 Bloody Marys. I'm
fucking eating soup,
bro. Hey. I love gazpacho.
Gazpacho, bro.
FIFA, my grandma, she makes fire gazpacho. So like, I'm just like, whatever, bro. But so
you're just chilling, eating a little celery, like dipping the shrimp in the like you get all the fixings.
I'm with it, bro. And she makes a little puree too, so it's like thicker. It's nice. So I've been on the Bloody Marys heavy. Last week was Easter, Passover, whatever, so I didn't have football. So we were kind of hitting restaurants heavy. We went to a spot that I talk about festivals. We always go to the farmer's market, and there's one spot that has really nice hot sauce that is used for shrimp and seafood and from a place called Chula Seafood out in the Uptown Plaza by just kind of where Lou Manalzi's is and all these other spots. The Chipotle where I frequent. But I went there and dude, like everything's environment too for me, man. It's not just the food. It's not just it's like I need to be in a good place. So the way the bar was set up, dude, like it was angled so both doors were open and there was like a wild cross breeze. So these flies were like, you know, not just flying in and out, but like viciously flying around. Like it was like, just like every 2 seconds, zing, zings, and I'm like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? And I was rocking the tank because I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? And every 2 seconds, like it was like landed on my arm, so I'm doing that shit, you know? So on top of that, we're at.
Was it like dumpsters like right by
just
us?
like,
Or are they just not
I don't know,
clean?
man.
Like,
just the way the doors were both open, it just like created this like wind tunnel.
Because like I've like eaten like I've honestly for the most part I'm eating at patios and shit like so I don't know what I'm gonna do when it gets super duper hot. I guess I'll just have to like I've rarely eaten inside still. I know it's like the numbers are down, but I'm like I'm not about like I feel dumb if I caught it eating like, for brunch or some shit. Like you know what I mean? Like cause I was chilling inside and I wanted some brekkie and pancakes.
No, but if you go, I mean, it's been recently decent at sometime if in the morning, it gets hot now, but like in the afternoon, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm out. As long as they got misters too, like obviously we in AZ, so they mist you up. But I eat outside. There's no fucking flies, like at most places. So it's like it's sometimes like I'm always wondering like what's the situation that like that
they could have
flies.
Yeah, this spot, and then. Joel was like, this guy seems like he's on something because like he came, he's like shaking the whole time, and he was like just very sweaty. He was just like, "What do you? How can I help you?" And like the Bloody Mary I got over there, bro, it was one of the worst ones I got. I think I posted it. It was like 4 out of 10. It tasted, dude, it tasted like those hot sauce packets at like football games and like just like at a sporting event. Imagine just like 10 of those and vodka.
Yeah, yeah. Was it like? Did they have actual Bloody Marys on the menu, or you just asked for them?
This guy, it was a bar, and the guy seemed like
okay, so that's what I'm like.
He seemed, yeah. I mean, it wasn't. I wasn't out of pocket ordering one type thing.
No. All right, you go to a bar, you're not out of pocket ordering any drink, like in general. But you have to keep in mind, like sometimes the different bars, bro, like. You go to a certain bar and they don't got shit. Like I remember just going to a bar and be like, "Hey, can I get a whiskey sour?" And like, like it's the 1920s. I'm like, bro, it's literally just gin and sour mix or whiskey and sour mix, bro. Like it's not like I didn't tell you to break out. Like I didn't say put some bitters and shit in there. Like
hey, I mean,
it's not that wild.
I'm on their side because I'm like, I'll make you a drink as long as the name's in it, like Sprite and vodka.
But that's where a lot of people are. Like you like rum and Coke.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Rum and
Coke
Pepsi.
and rum. Like,
he's just looking at the gun. Rum and Diet Coke.
Sprite.
yeah. This looks like seltzer. I can do a rum and seltzer.
It's crazy that I'm gonna get is a vodka spritzer, bro. Like that's it. Like, but you know what I'm saying? So like, some places are like that. So I'm like, if I'm getting Bloody Mary, it's like I gotta go to a spot and they got like a Bloody Mary rundown. Like they got it on the menu and because like to me, I'm like, oh, so y'all do this.
So yeah, I know I'm not out in these drinking streets, but I do know that Bloody Marys are a traditional daytime brunch drink. So like that, So you would be kind of wild if I'm out here and can I get a fucking rum and Coke at 10 in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Or like 12, you know what I'm saying? And usually the bar's not supposed to be open till a certain time. So like, I don't know. There's layers to it.
Yeah. That is funny. Yeah. I guess there is. Cause like, can you imagine if you were like out at the bar and somebody ordered a mimosa?
At night, right? Yeah. Or a Bloody Mary.
You'd be like, hey, hold on. Like, it shouldn't matter. It's just orange juice and like fucking and champagne. Like, that's really not that wild. But if you saw somebody order it, like, at night, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Like, bro, there's a bottom to these. You're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Same thing. If I ordered a Bloody Mary, I'm out here chomping on the fucking celery and shit at night. Where are you from,
yo? Big ass crunch and
people
shit.
asking me what's the score. I'm like 8 out of 10, bro. Nah. But nah, yeah. So I know everything's environment, man. So like that. that's leading to one of my main points, or one of the first points, was that, I've been reviewing these restaurants. So like, Chula Seafood, nasty with the, and dude, and we ordered food. We ordered seafood. We ordered oysters, and they were bad, bro. I'm an oyster head.
Wasn't good.
These oysters were trash, bro. They were like fucking sea boogers.
Damn, I mean, I guess the thing would be like, it's Arizona, bro. It's kind of hit and miss in general.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, then there was, what did we do? We went to, there was, Blanco Taco. Not bad. I was
I went right after?
No,
bang bang.
No, this is just
the term I heard.
A bang bang.
Recently. Have you heard this? I mean, I'm not gonna bring up who the guy who is from a famous comedian who, out of here because he was doing wild shit. But on his show, it was like called a bang bang. You go to a restaurant, eat a full meal, and then go to another restaurant right after.
I've definitely done that before, dude. And I've definitely talked. Oh, dude, I talk about like the next meal while I'm in the middle of the meal. Like, how like some meals require prep, like, when you get a burger and you're like, putting the pickles and shit on it. I'll be like, yo, so when we go to the sushi spot, I'm gonna get yellow, and I'm putting like my burger shit. I'm like, so I'm gonna do
shit on there,
asparagus. I'm gonna probably get the the shrimp tempura. She's like, bro, you're putting cheese on your burger. I'm like, whatever. This is. I'm talking about next meal, bro. You know what I'm saying?
About next meal, like, we gotta think ahead, like, which I commend y'all because like we never think about the next meal. We be like, fuck, and then I'll be like, when I'm full, I'm like, I can't even think of whatever next. I'm too fucking full, bro. Like everything sounds terrible.
That's real. Yeah, that's why I'm always like in the morning where I'm like, how do people decide dinner in the morning? I just brush my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know that burgers sound good at 9 a.m. and shit?
Who knows? I don't know what kind of person would be.
I mean, that's gonna be hard when Mari asks you, Dad, what's for dinner? You're gonna be like, I don't know.
Like, I don't even know that nigga.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? When Mari asks, Dad, what's for dinner? You're like, shit, I didn't feed you lunch yet. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you talking about 7 hours from now, me, bro? I don't know that nigga.
I haven't met him. I heard he's whack around.
I don't know. Yeah.
So I mean, there was Chula Seafood, and then there's a spot. Getting to it, man. There was a spot that we go to often. I still want you to come through and check it out. It's called the Chantico. This is authentic. It's Yakitori in Mexican or something, which is like some sort of place.
Oh, okay.
It's a style.
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know.
But I'm about it.
So fire. And I'm not just saying this. Best chips and salsa, bro. Just like fire. You know what I'm saying? I mess with chips and salsa. I'm a snob. These are fire. But no, they're just good people over there, man. They're nice. They're chill. It's like a good vibe. Talk about environment. I really like the layout. It's like nice and spacious. They got these cool TVs to watch sports. And it's 2 feet from my apartment, so I'm always in Smack City while I arrive, But no, it's good people there. But the other day, man, we went and, kind of getting to our point, we was talking about how dudes can get in nonverbal altercations and kind of create beefs and end beefs in the same, like, sitting. And not to make it like I'm sure girls can do it too or whatever, but I as a man can only kind of see it as, with other men or whatever. But Joelle, when we went out to lunch, she acknowledged it. So she, it was something I wanted to talk and kind of bring to light. Was like, that happens a lot of the times, man. I don't know if it's egotistical, but to provide background, here it is. Like, I'm ordering food. There's a newer guy at the bar who's helping us. And, Ty knows me. The world knows me. When I'm at the bar, when I'm talking to people, I'm cracking jokes. I'm trying to make your job easier. I pride myself on, if I was working, I would want me as a customer. That's like kind of my rip, So I'm talking, jokes with this guy. I asked him for, I wanted a Shirley Temple. And he's like, yeah, I can make you that. And he wasn't vibing with any of my, my energy. He was just kind of like really stoic and stuff. So I didn't let him break me. I just kept being me. So I was just like, yeah, bro. I was like, let me get a Shirley Temple. He's like, I can do that. I was like, yeah. I was like, back in the day when you were too young to drink, that was the drink at like a function. You go to the wedding, you get the play. And he was like, okay. Like he didn't.
Yeah, I was like,
I
Katie still get Shirley Temple.
And he was just like, oh, okay. Like he didn't even like rock with the laugh or nothing. I was like, all right. So then he wasn't none of it.
Bro.
So he walks away. Then Joelle was like, that guy's mad at you or something. I was like, right? he's not really vibing with me. But she's like, yeah. She's like, what? So what are you gonna do? I was like, nothing. Just that's what goes on type thing. No.
What are you
not what
gonna
you're
do?
gonna do, but
What
like what do you think you did? Like just like we were just talking about, So I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
But then he comes by, I order more stuff. I kind of with me, bro, if I kind of start feeling like, all right, bro, no one wants my jokes, like I kind of turn it off like a faucet. I'm just like, all right, yeah, let me get this. Let me get it. I kind of just shut down.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, let me get that. But then like, by like the third or fourth, interaction, he kind of turned on his faucet and he started just kind of adding some fluff. And then I kind of was receptive to it. And I was like, oh, word. I was like, you got this, bro? You got that? He's like, yeah, I got you. I'm going to make you that. But I was like, all right, bet. Then he walked away and Joelle was like, did you guys just make up without saying anything? I was like, yeah, bro, it'd be like that sometimes, And yeah, and she was like, I physically could feel like the tension go away. I was like, yeah, nah, dudes be like that sometimes. Like I didn't say it,
I knew that's real shit. Like I know dudes who fought in high school, or what I'm saying, and like you would think that like, yo, they hate each other ever, and then they just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, and it be, I don't even know if they don't even like talk it out. It just be like like that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to get all worked up.
Yeah, like I don't really care no more. Like I was on some dumb shit. Like it was over
I was young and naive, bro. It's like, bro, that was 3 months ago.
And
it was funny because then after that, she's like, "Wow, you guys are like friends now." Because he came by and he was like cracking jokes and he was like giving me funny looks and stuff. I was like, "Yeah, we're like homies now."
I mean, in that particular case, he probably just was like having a rough day, and then he was just like, maybe he talked to somebody, or he was just like, you know what, I don't know why I'm open. Like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And then he just kind of opened up. It's funny because we went out for another birthday somewhere to like this another Mexican spot that was like probably like gentrified Mexican. And we had a waiter that was like and it wasn't even like he was like rude. I mean, he was rude, but it wasn't like he was outwardly like saying shit. It was just like homeboy was just like nothing. Like he didn't come up and like ask us if we wanted water. At one point, we had joined 2 tables together, and like we had already talked to somebody like, hey, we got people come. We're gonna like put the tables like to where they're joined so we all can like see each other. Because first they gave us like 2 tables like next to each other. And we're like, that's dumb. Put the tables together. And we had already talked to somebody, and then he just like came over out of nowhere and just started like, we're sitting at a table, and he just started moving the other table back. And we're like, oh, whoa. We're like, yo, like we're sitting here, like, and he was like, oh, okay. And we're just like, because we were like, what the fuck was that? And so we didn't even know we thought he might have just been a busboy or whatever. And then he just like, he came back and he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be your waiter.
The fuck you not?
And then he just was like, and then he was like, all right, I'll be your waiter. And then we're like, okay. And then he like asked if we wanted something. We're like, cool. And but he didn't ask about water. He just did. And we're like, okay. And then he came back again, and we were like, oh, can we get water? And then like appetizers. And then we ordered appetizers. And then he brought out like one thing of chips and salsa for one side of the table, but like not for the other. And we're like, hey, can you give us chips and salsa? He's like, oh, it's gonna come out with the other appetizers. And I was like, okay. And it's like that. Like, why just bring them? Like, I just asked you to bring them out now. Like, why would you bring out some and then like, the fuck are you doing? And so like he was just like stone faces the entire time, and like I'm just like maybe that's just him. Like that's just his demeanor. I'm not about to fault dude for maybe he shouldn't be a waiter, but like maybe he just he just what I'm saying, he just kind of never even killed, not really caring. Like that's just his weight style, I guess. But then we were with the person whose birthday it was. His mom was there, and she was like, nah, I've been watching him. He been out of these other tables laughing, keying it up. Like he only like that with us. Like, and I'm like, oh shit, for real? And she was like, yeah. And then he was kind of like giving people attitude when they were asking for shit. And so she was like, y'all care if we just like ask him for a different waiter? And I'm like, hey bro, whatever you want to do. And so she hit up the owner and was like, hey, like this dude's being rude. Like we're going to need somebody else. And they're like, oh, okay, well, like, that shouldn't happen. Like, we'll comp your drink for the birthday boy. And like, what I'm saying? We'll get somebody else. And like the other person was cool. So, but it was just like, You know what I'm saying? It was just like weird how people are. But I mean, that wasn't a situation where it got fixed. Like, homeboy was just
He never
weird the
turned
whole
his
time.
faucet
So I don't
on.
know.
Yeah, I think, dude, sadly, and this is
Nah.
like, and we're very sensitive to it because, like, I feel like we, being in the workforce, we understand that shit's like, unfortunately, it's hard to make money out here, right? And there's like so much pressure on in the service industry to like make it seem like the responsibility's on the person that's making the least amount of money when it's really on the ownership.
Yeah.
So there, I can understand
exactly.
where now it's been perceived as like these jobs, which I'm sure at one point was like focused on the customer service aspect, and like it was like people that like to fuck with people and like, oh yeah, I like meeting people. Now it's like, no, I need to make money first, so like that's the objective, right? So it's like, as long as I'm checking boxes, like I don't care if you're not that happy with me. Like 4 out of my 5 tables are happy, that one table is not happy with me, I'll take that L. You know what I'm saying? Like there could be and it sucks because perception is everybody's reality, right? So it's like, one table's like, this guy's great, I love him, and then this guy sucks.
Was like, and I feel like too, like it was a table full of black people, so I just feel like people would see a table full of black people and they'd be like, oh, they're not about to tip, so they don't try, and then obviously like that kind of reinforces it because like most black people are like, this person sucks, I'm not about to fucking tip.
I feel you on that fully, man. You talk
like
about the plate, you're worried about people seeing the plates. As a Jewish person, man, like, you already know what it is with that. So I'm always like, I gotta tip more. Just
that's how I feel too. I'm like, people think black people don't tip, so I'm like, I'm gonna just tip the 20 regardless. So the 20%. But I'm like, at the same time, like that's not how I usually go. People assume black people not gonna tip, so they give them shitty service, and then black people are like, hey, like I'm not about to reward your ass for this garbage ass service, like. And so it's kind of like, it's one of those stereotypes that kind of,
and it turns into self-fulfilling prophecies. Like,
what I mean?
These people suck, so I'm not gonna help them. It's like, well, they suck because you didn't help them. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. So it's like, but yeah. So I don't know if it'd be that.
I mean, I feel you on that because it's like,
be wild.
I work in public into a sense where I work with people, but luckily I'm on the phone, so I can roll my eyes at people and fucking give them the finger at my computer, like all the shit that I could never do in public, right? So, there's a balance of like, these people signed up for these jobs, but also society is, kind of took the fun out of working with the public because now there's like a body of people that feel like, and they feel like you work for me.
That's the
thing.
And
I know that's not how you guys operate. Like you guys are more like, like I'm here for the restaurant. I expect the restaurant person to do the restaurant job, but there are.
Man, I feel like that's it's just funny. Like people can't like they, how you are in that situation if you were the person working, but you can never like flip that to be like empathetic for people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I work, like, and I guess like some people don't work in customer service jobs. So like they never understand it, but it's like, I worked at Home Depot, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Like, so I know what it's like, it's like to be like, people being fucking terrible people to you, like just nastiness and like dumb shit. And it's like, bro, I don't ever want to come off like that to anybody at a fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, bro.
And why would I be spazzing of all places at a Dunkin' or like a Home Depot?
Well, we talk
like,
about
bro,
the ego
like,
a lot, man. And sadly, people itemize things as like just categories. Like that person may feel like they're the main character of their movie. So you working as the Dunkin' Donuts guy, they're like, oh, that was just Dunkin'. Like they consume you as just Dunkin' Donuts. Like they don't think Ty Doyle is his own person who's the own main character of his movie. You know what I'm saying?
And I think everything that these places are easy to do. They're like, because they associate these jobs with being easy because they're like, a teenager does this. But it's like, if you actually did the job, it's like, nah, it's type like you never had to bust down a full line during like, rush hour, like, you know what I'm saying, during like a rush. Like that shit is stressful. So like if you had to do it and then you're like, yeah, bro, it's very easy for somebody to make a mistake because it's like there's 5 orders going on at once and you're doing multiple shit. Like it's very easy for like that fucking large coffee with cream and sugar to go to the wrong person, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or, they forget to throw something on your sandwich because they up against the clock and they got to make sure they get that shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's very easy to see how that, that shit might happen, but they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's so simple. How y'all fuck this up? It's like, bro, like, because people are human and people fuck up all the time. Like, it's simple. It's not that big a deal. Come in, tell us we fucked up your order. We just fix it. And you go about your
you're
fucking
spending
day.
more
Like,
energy.
it's simple.
Like, it sounds like you want it to continue to fuck up so you have an avenue to complain rather than a solution for the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like all you care about is making sure you get cheese on your Whopper, bro. Like, let's go back and get cheese on your Whopper. Like you don't have to you don't have to go in, throw the burger, call people stupid, like act like you never made a mistake. Like that's the thing too. I hate that. Like, you know, with a lot of stuff, I feel like people like it feels like people try to come from like some sort of position where they've never made a mistake before ever in their life, and it's like that's wild. That's just not like that's just an insane position to take.
My own mom out on that real quick. Really side tangent. When I was me and Joelle, shouts to her, we got in an argument about like misplacing keys or something, and it was something really petty. I was like trying to relate it to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, well, I've never lost my keys." I was like, "Bullshit, ma! Everybody in the world has lost their fucking keys, bro."
Like, why even lie about that one, bro? Like that's a lie. It's like it's not even worth telling. Even if it was true, it's not even worth saying because nobody's gonna believe.
Get out of here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like I've never tripped. Like yes, you have. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you run me back the footage from your entire life on film, bro. I don't believe that. So like, you just no point in telling somebody.
Right.
That, you know what I mean? Like you got to be able to do the math on that in your head. Like even if your mom has never lost her keys, like nobody's ever gonna believe that she's never lost her keys. You may have forgotten a couple times that you lost your keys.
Yeah,
I found it real quick.
Yeah, bro.
But you fucking lost your keys, bro. Like,
that's a humanistic trait, bro. If aliens ever come down, they'd be like, "What do humans do?" I'd be like, "They breathe out their mouth and nose, they hear out their ears, and every once in a while they lose their keys." You know what I'm saying?
Lose their keys, misplace their phone, misplace their wallet.
These humans sound stupid.
Bro.
Like, they're like, hey, you'd be surprised, bro.
Like, nah, bro. I'm sure they lost their keys to the alien ship too, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, bro. We don't know. We can't assume for them. But nah, I mean, that's kind of that. I think that was real, man. Because like, I pride myself on I feel like I can escalate an issue and I can de-escalate an issue, and like nonverbal communication is way bigger than verbal communication, and like there's situations where I maybe that guy was receptive to like, you know what, this dude's giving me a good Shirley Temple joke, I'm gonna
I mean,
be nice to him, and then same with unfortunately with your shit,
it's like froze. It's cool, I'll cut this out whenever you pop back in. I don't really know what to do because you really got frozen, bro. See if he pops back in.
My bad, dude. My internet fucking dropped.
Yeah, we're still recording, but you dropped out. So I can cut this out on the pod, but it'll be on the video. So
that happens.
Y'all just watch this on this
video.
Hey,
what's up, bro? Yeah, Broke boy JB. Nah. So anyway, yeah. So no. so fights can come not non-verbally and verbally or whatever, but it's wild, man. I just I used to be in customer service, and I look back, I used to spaz on people and stuff. I've never been a waiter, or I was, but I retired early because it's too much. It's too much. I know how I act with my food, stress. And everything's environment. So if the waiter creates a shitty environment for me, then I'm already fucked up. But yeah, nah.
Mm-hmm. So no, I feel that. I feel like this kind of like plays because we, I know we've been kind of like touching on some of the stuff that happened in our lives or whatever, and like going off of that. But we did miss some sort of news stuff that we can get into, and this kind of plays into the whole Mike Tyson thing that came out recently. I don't know if you saw. Yeah, I mean, shit.
We're talking about I'm traveling, flying on a plane myself, and I already hate people as it is, but yeah, you can tee it up for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So apparently, Mike Tyson's on a plane, and there's a guy behind him just like antagonizing him like the whole time. Like, I don't even know what the dude was saying. Like, I watched the video and he just kind of like blah blah blah. And he's like standing up over top of him. Like,
he asked for a picture or an autograph, and Mike said no. That's what it was. That's when everything started recording. Go on.
Yeah, he was recording, turning up, and then I just remember the video. He's like, the dude, his homie is like recording him. And then it kind of like skips to the end, and the guy's like bleeding, and he's like, "My boy just got his ass whooped by Mike Tyson." But he said it like very nonchalant, like, "Oh, yo, my boy just got his ass whooped by Mike Tyson." It's like, like I feel like you would be a little bit more like like obviously homeboy didn't help. He just watched his homie, which I get, obviously. But I'm like, what, like you. Like, we really shouldn't have to tell people not to antagonize Mike Tyson,
most dangerous guy on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I feel like in general, like, if I know somebody's a boxer, we've had this conversation before in the pod. Like, I'm not the person to come up and like, you know what I'm saying, ask a celebrity, like, oh, take a picture, or like, oh, I'm a big fan. Like, if I see a celeb, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, shit, Waka Flocka's at the mall, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. I see Waka Flocka over there. Like, you know what I'm
Michael
saying?
Phelps was next to me at an ASU game. Cool. I'll just stand next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I'm not about to be like, oh, dude. And like, I feel like, 80% of the time people be lying. Like, I'm a huge fan of you, bro. Like, you want, like, can we get a picture? Like, and it'd be like, you're not a real huge fan. You just know that person's famous. And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just wanted a picture and then like throw it on the gram or whatever. But it's like, I'm team like leave these people alone because they people. Like, so there's already that. But like even past that, the last people I'm trying to do in like that too is like a fucking boxer. And the last boxer I'm trying to do that shit to is Mike Tyson. Like, then like bro, like the dude who's like, I mean, he's not crazy, but like, you know what I'm saying? He's not the most stable motherfucker in the world. And so it's like, on top of the fact that like you are obviously being annoying and antagonizing him. So everybody's like, yeah, bro, you in the right. Like, or sorry, you in the wrong. Mike Tyson's in the right for whooping your ass. And like, also, why would you ever try Mike Tyson?
So,
like,
may I be devil's advocate? Messy Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Not defending this guy at all. But in this content-driven world, may it be a situation where something like this was staged to promote an upcoming event that Mike Tyson has? Maybe a celebrity boxing match to show that he still got the hands. Because unfortunately, like you were saying,
I don't even need to do that.
But unfortunately, like you were saying about the stoicism and the soft tone, maybe the reaction was rather staged, and the video in itself, because respectfully, Ty, if you got beat up by Mike Tyson, I'd laugh at you, but I'd probably help you. I wouldn't just film and be like, no.
Nah,
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, after the fact, like, I'll put ice on you, like ice on your head or something.
Okay. No. Okay, I'm about to say. I mean, you my homie, right? Like, I ride for my homies, right? Like any of my homies, if we fighting normal people, like if you start fucking with motherfuckers, you fighting ninjas, or are you trying to fight like a certified boxer or some UFC nigga? Like, no, bro, you decided that you knew what you was getting into, and I knew what you was getting into, and I knew what I wasn't about to get myself into.
We know the Bucketup golden rule. If he has got cauliflower ears, I want zero smoke, bro, right?
Zero smoke. But I'm like, bro, you just like, it's a dumb decision. Like, like that one thing about being friends is you tell your friends when they being stupid. Like, that's a, like, if you trying to get it into a fight with Mike Tyson, and especially if you like obviously in the wrong, like, I'm gonna be like, bro, that's all on you. You thought I was about to get my ass whooped by Mike Tyson because you was out here trying to get a picture?
In fourth grade, I didn't get picked for a basketball team because I had a broken hand, and I was like, I could still rock better than half these dudes, right? And this kid didn't pick me. He's like, no, you suck. And I got mad, so I went to fight him. And he was like a big kid, like it's the fourth grade, like schoolyard shit. And my homies. I came back from I got beat up, so I came back from class, and my homies were like, "You can't beat him up. Like, why'd you try fighting him?"
Like that was a mistake. You should have knew that off rip. Like I know you try to be big man.
Yeah,
but,
so I was like,
I
was like, if you know,
I assessed the situation. I looked at you. I looked at him. I was like,
that's exactly. So I was like, yo, that's what would
know?
happen if I'm on the flight with Mike Tyson. So I don't want to be that guy that's automatically thinking everything's fake and staged. Because part of me thought the Will Smith.
I'm with you though. Like, I thought I was about to say a lot of people were like,
I hate
feel
that
like
we're come to a society where we have to question everything. Like I hate that. You know what I'm saying? But you
should. You 100% should. And I feel like the problem honestly is like people don't enough. But like. But there is like there's the other side. Like sometimes people are too skeptical, where everything is fake, everything is not real, and it's like it's hard. But it's like we should, because I feel like people don't do that enough. But that's I feel like that's because of the internet, the skitification of everything. You see like some skit like, oh, this couple did this, and you know what I'm saying. But then it's like you look at it like, oh, this is once you get past the like visceral reaction to something, then you start thinking about like who the fuck set up the camera.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like the thing that irks me the most. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but like when people do those like day in the life videos, but they're not even like them narrating their day, because I get that you're filming that, but like when it's like people waking up in their bed in the morning and like they're doing stuff with their family, and I'm like, oh, this seems cute on the outset, but it's like y'all set up a camera. Obviously, right before y'all set up a camera, got back in bed, and then fake woke up for the internet. Like that's some insane behavior.
Especially especially when it's like, well, I mean, some of these cameras are pretty dope. I want to get into one. Is the 360 cameras? You can actually have it like whatever you're panning. It could be it's like a drone, but without going air. They're pretty dope.
That was in the J. Cole Bia video where like wherever you're looking, it like comes to you. That's cool. But I'm just saying in general, like people be setting up these cameras, and then like it's one thing if you're when it's like a prank video, like you're setting up your significant other or whatever, like, and even then I don't fuck with those. But like when it's like, oh, this is us waking up in the morning, and it's like, who the fuck set up the camera? Get out of here.
Bro? Yeah, that's like, it's like don't. That's when it's like forced. It's like you're trying to force something that's natural. It's like, bro, everybody wakes up if they're not dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like I don't need to see that. Like. That's like my brother. He used to put on his to-do list, like, wake up. I'm like, bro, you can't put that on your to-do list, because if you don't fucking wake up, the rest of the list is shot.
Nah, bro, your brother's a low bar king right there. That's the lowest. Wake up, don't die.
Wake up, check. He said you wake up and check it off. I'm like, bro, I hate you for this.
Check, eat, pee at some point. Not like at a time.
Make sure my dick's still there. Check. You know what I'm saying?
Check. Feet, toesies.
Which piggies went to the market? So I feel you on that, man. I just that was my devil's advocate on it, because I'm like, dude, like I hate I hate that everything has to be fake, because there's layers, man. Like for me, I love sports, right? So when I see a really cool sports highlight, obviously in the pros, it's like, it's hard to be at every game to witness it, and I'm like, all right, I can't. A sports highlight from the pros is cool because it's like that's the pros, right? But when I see like if somebody video like in the LA Fitness and they do a crazy alley oop or something, I don't want to be a hater and be like, oh, that was edited or fake. But the coolness factor would be if I was there to witness it. So seeing it on the phone doesn't get me there. So I think the only emotion I can eradicate is cool, or like nothing, or indifference. But I'm truly being like, I don't know, it could be edited because I'm not there. And that's like a genuine thought, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm at the gym and I see you put it in, I can't be like, nah, you edited that. Like, so
you were there, but like, how many people are there?
That's the part that I think is my intention when I try to say it could be fake. Not to say like none of this could ever happen, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, not like conspiracy, but it's like it could have been. And like I'm with you, because usually it's like I don't want to make the assumption, but I'm like looking for it. If I see it's blatant, like, oh, this is obviously like not real. This is obviously a skit. But like, I'm always also under assumption of like, like if it came out later that it was staged, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm never like, this is obviously a conspiracy of fakeness or something. I'm always just like, if it comes out later that it is, sure, I'll be like, all right, that makes sense. Like,
I felt,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna feel bamboozled, hoodwinked,
led astray.
Hoodwinked, led astray.
Are you ready? No. So I will say, there's a what's that called? Like the instant, like, nah, I think it could be fake, knee jerk reaction type thing. Which I think could be replaced with indifference, like, oh, cool. But my thought process is, if you're going to be showcasing it and pushing it to people expecting a reaction, I think it's fair for me to be like, yeah, I wasn't there, so I think it looks fake to me. Or I was there, that shit was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you see that with anything. Like, yo, did the player catch the football or did he drop it? It's like, I wasn't there. I didn't really get to see it. And then some dude's like, no, I was at the game. I saw it. You know what I'm saying? So. But no, I mean, that was wild, bro. I'm going on an airplane next month. I want to fight somebody because the prices, bro. Round trip ticket for 2 people, because I'm a boss like that for my girl. $1,200, bro, for to New York, bro. for both and both.
That's like total.
Yeah, total with taxes and stuff. But the crazy part is we're only gonna really be there for like 4 days. So that's like $300 a day, right? Yeah,
damn, really?
We get there Thursday. We come back Monday. But shouts to Emmy Jade, my niece. She's turning 3. She doesn't listen to podcasts, so I can put this on wax. I'm buying a Peppa Pig mascot, bro, and I'm dressing up like Peppa Pig, bro, for her birthday. Yeah,
that's wild.
I'm not. Yeah, my sister asked. It's gonna be Peppa Pig themed, so we came up with the idea of me dressing up. You know, and you know I'm going OD with it. Like, I looked, they have these wild, stupid costumes where it's just like the shirt and the hat, and I'm like, nah, the mascot, bro. I'm talking like you're on like Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I'm going with that. That's just like a couple $100, but I'm doing it, bro. Yeah, so crazy, expect me to be Peppa Pig for Halloween coming up, get my money's worth, bro.
Right, yeah, you got to be for a couple years. You
throwing a party, you're like, bro, it's my birthday. I'm like, can I be Peppa Pig? You're like, nah, it's not a costume party, bro. I'm like, nah, so I put a lot of money into this. Like, can I come as Peppa Pig?
All right. Yeah, I can't. You have to wear that shit like just
at someone's like graduation. You know? I'm like, yo, I'll come through. I'm Peppa. Like, dude, stop.
Like, what? I got to get like 4 more wears,
bro. I'll break even on this 5th one. Nah. So I'm excited to go home or whatever. But yeah, money's real, bro. But I mean, where you at with I don't know when you're traveling next, but the thoughts of the masks, reduction on planes.
Oh, them take I think it's dumb. But I mean, at this point, like, I think the whole country is dumb. So
no, not at this point. You thought this whole country was dumb well before that, bro.
Yeah. None of this stuff makes sense to me. I don't know why. Like, and like, it was them taking the mandate, because I'm like, so we're going home in July, and so like we'll be there, and so we'll have to get on the plane. But like, when we booked our ticket, we're like, oh, at least like, because we have a daughter, like, she can't put on a mask. Like, we can put on a mask, but she can't. So it was nice to be like, oh, we can get on the plane and like, at least everybody else has a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that like planes have like higher filtration systems, so it's a little less like you're not gonna get sick from somebody 3 or 4 rows ahead of you. You know what I mean? Because they got, the way that the airplanes are set up and the way that the air filtration system has to be set up on an airplane is like very hard for that to happen. So like, that's a good thing, but it's like that don't protect you for like the nigga sitting next to you,
and you're
like,
still confined like, in an area.
You know what I mean?
Okay, right.
Right. So it's like, it's less likely, but it could still happen. So, but I'm like, I can't remember. So, but we might have 3 seats on this flight. So it might just be us 3, like, right next to each other. So that might be the good thing. I'm not completely sure. I got to double check on that. But like, if we were to buy somebody and it's like, we don't know who that is, that could be somebody who's like, on some wildness, and they don't want to wear masks because they, who the fuck, people are like that now. So it's like, it's
annoying. I mean,
I'm like, why are people such in a rush? Like, even if COVID was done, and I would get it more, obviously, if COVID was actually gone, it's not. But, cause it's like, why are y'all in a rush to just sneeze on people? Like, why are y'all in a rush to like just pass germs on like the most disgusting, like the whole airplane experience is already dumb. We out here in the airport with no shoes on and shit, and y'all cool with that. Like, they fucking giving everybody fucking cavity searches and shit, but you drawing the line at wearing a mask so like you don't sneeze on people. Like, that's
especially
insane.
when I mean, going back to it, it's like it was wrongfully depicted as something as like a taking away of freedom, and it was wrongfully depicted as a chore. If it was seen as just like like another seatbelt or something like a helmet, anything.
Nah, that's not even what it is. It's like it's just culture wars, man. Everything's a culture war.
I mean, that's
bro.
what I'm saying though. They seen it as like, I don't want to. Masks were cool.
It's just an easy. It's an easy way to like stick it to people because it's like our government doesn't do anything for any of us, right? You know what I mean? Like on the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really don't. They don't work for anybody on any side, and so like the people, what people are getting out of it is it's a way for them to do something that they can control, that they can irk people that they don't like.
Bruh.
So because it's like they can't. Otherwise, they don't have that much. We don't have much control in our lives.
What drives me up the fucking wall is like the wishy-washy shit. Like Fox News for the longest time would not rock a mask while everyone was rocking the masks in the press conferences, right? Now, most of the people have taken their masks off, and now these Fox News people are wearing the mask to make it be like, oh, I care about COVID. You guys don't. And it's like, bro, I want to fight all of you because you're the ones that are making it political.
But once you realize that, like, that's just what they do, like, that's it. Like, they don't have actual, like, we're talking about politics. Like, they don't have actual policy to like go off of. You never hear any Republicans, right wing people ever talking about actual policy. Like all they talk about is like culture shit. Like motherfucker, who goes in the bathroom? Like this, like, and it's like shit that doesn't like materially benefit or change anybody's lives. Like this like don't say gay bill in Florida. Like, bro, like not being able to say gay is gonna make gay people disappear. Like, are you being rational about, like, that doesn't make any, I don't even know what's going on with them and Disney. And it doesn't even make sense. Like, Republicans are, like, super pro-business. And so they're going to go to war with a business. Like, that's y'all people.
Or Twitter.
Like or yeah, fuck with corporate.
People buying Twitter to preserve free speech. It's like, no, that just shows that the owner of a business can do whatever the fuck they want, That's all it is, bro.
Like, what are you talking? It's
miss me with that
so
fake
like,
heroism. You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta think about it. Every time they're just constantly roaming for shit to rile people up. Like fucking critical race theory. They were like, oh, this thing that has nothing to do with anything. We're just gonna say that it's being taught in schools when it's like, bro, that's like a law. Like that's like a law. Like. Fucking theory class, like high level, like not even college students are doing it. It's like grad students, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they just like, oh nope, it's in schools, and it's like, bro, what are you talking about? Oh, it's just black stuff, and then now they're like, oh, it's in math books, and it's like, what? 2 + 2 = slavery? What's going on, bro? What are you talking about? And so, like, and then you look deeper into it, and it's like, why are they saying it's in math books to ban it? Oh, because they banning it, and then like. They're buying math books from one guy who happens to be like, related to the fucking governor or like is cousins with his family or some shit like that. So like they just wanted to get one book out of there so they can like buy a bunch of other books. It's like, oh, so they're just using this shit to rile people up and then like, make money. Like that's literally how you just gotta look at it. I don't take any of that shit serious. Like none of them are actually care about any of these problems because none of these problems ever actually like fucking affect your life. Like the whole thing with anything trans, like, bro, it does not affect you at all. Like none of it. Like you like, oh, what if I have to tell my kids? And it'd be like, bro, you're 70. Your kids are like 38. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, huh? Like you don't have to tell anybody anything. This doesn't affect your life at fucking all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit that do affect your life, you don't give a shit about, but you care about shit that
bro, I mean, honestly, like
it's insane.
Not to be that guy that I got so much going on, but like honestly, I've been doing so much when it comes to the broadcast and shit with podcasting that like I just focus on like doing what we do, right? I've noticed that in every aspect. Like there's some dudes that hop on my football show just to talk shit, and I'm like, you're spending time watching my football show. It's like so regardless, like it.
How you like the views, and that's why there's people who do the troll shit, like Skip Bayless or like Nick Wright now.
He's always been Nick wrong to me.
No, but they're doing a bit, bro. Like that's why I'm like, I don't understand how people get riled up by these people. They're doing a bit, man. They know what they know what they have to say. They take an extreme position on something because they know they're gonna rile people up about it. And when people are riled up, they're gonna give them the views and the notoriety to boost their career. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the people who come into sports talk and like do that shit nuanced and like actually like care about watching film and like knowledge of the shit, they don't make money because people don't. Sports, I'm gonna just be real. Sports fans, people in general in this country are toxic as hell, and like we like garbage. That's why reality TV be kicking. That's why motherfuckers be in celebrities' businesses. But like motherfuckers, like sports fans are some of the most toxic people in the fucking world. They tie
into their ego.
So like, they tie to shit that they don't have to tie to, and like they only watch their team. But then when people are like, "Oh, this person is good," like that person's nowhere near as good as the person on my team. I'm like, bro, you don't watch any of those games. How the fuck would you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, other than the person who literally watched everybody. But it's like, I get it to an extent, like, because you're gonna feel tied to your team. But at the same time, like, part of you got to look back, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sitting here watching Toronto Raptors games, so I don't know if this person deserves to be the rookie of the year or not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I also push back on, like, there's, like, this false dynamic of, like, hating on a player. I mean, there's definitely racist overtones on why some people hate LeBron James, right? But when, if somebody like myself that knows a lot of sports and, you know, on wax have been co-signed for a reasonable, you know, criticism, I don't think when someone's like, oh, that could be racist, it's like, no, because you guys are criticizing Russell Westbrook, who's also black. So which point is it like, which part, you're hating on a black man at the end of the day. So don't tell me like,
now, granted, that don't mean it's necessarily that, but it's not like a wild question.
No, I know. I'm not comparing like, hey, every black person should not avoid the criticism. But I'm saying like, if you're gonna be like, yo, hating on LeBron means you hate black people. It's like, then what is hating on?
Yeah, then you can do it.
Isn't that hating on 90% of the NBA? Like, come on, bro.
All right, exactly. But but I'm saying like, it's like, and that's why I'm like, people are doing a bit. They know. Like it all flows the same way to me. That's why I'm like, I'm like, even Stephen A. I'm like, I look at it as like wrestling. It's all like wrestling. It's all fake. It's people just blowing shit up because they know they have to do that to keep a lot of people attention. Me, I'm like, I want to just like when I'm watching basketball, I just want to know about basketball shit. Like I want to know what sets and shit they're running, like what type of screens they doing, like how they're exploiting defenses and shit. Other people like, oh, this person ain't got the clutch gene. Like he just saying he got that dog in him. Like, I don't care about none of that shit. Yeah. And I get that, like, casual fans, that's what they care about. But I'm like, I just don't care. And I'm like, and I'm cool with it being out here, and I'm cool with people looking at it that way. But like, I think people take it more like that person's serious and they really believe in what they're saying. Like, dude, they don't.
No, but that's why
like,
Skip Bayless.
They're saying what they want.
You know, you may not like him, but he's good at what he does because he gets people to feel these emotions to continue. You know, so that's you know.
Same thing with Stephen A. Like, if you people, I hate Stephen A. Like, oh, he's doing his job, then, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, you have a feeling about him. Like, the worst thing for him is for you to not care who he is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The worst thing for these people is for you to be,
and it's like and you're doing a disservice for the whole, because it's not just a sport. There is a spectacle component, right? So there's people in this business that need to add to that. You know, like the Super Bowl is so great because of the marketing, and if people are just like, "Yo, this is the last game, better watch it." It's like it's not gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? They got to add the storylines. They got to add the stuff. You know,
exactly. And I just sucks because like for sports, I'm okay with it because it's like at the end of the day, that shit don't matter. But like it just sucks that like that's the same thing that happens in politics where it's like, you know what I'm saying? They know that like Ted Cruz knows that like he's cool with people hating him because like Republicans are gonna vote for him just because of how much liberals hate him. And then at the end of the day, it's like, what does Ted Cruz actually even do for anybody? Even the people who rock with him,
he dips on
nothing.
Him. Yeah,
he literally only does shit for like, you know, corporate businesses and himself. So like, it's just all. I mean, it's all trash. Nah. So, but we can move on to some other shit. I know this is gonna. I mean, we haven't rocked in a while. Yeah. It's gonna be a long pod. It's whatever.
Y'all deserve.
Did you see the Donald Glover interview of himself or whatever?
So childish, Gambino. Like I actually have been off of him for a while, man. I know. I'm not a big Atlanta fan, so I know that's coming back. So maybe that's probably.
It's already been back.
See, at least I'm true to this. Nah, I didn't see it. Like, would he interviewed himself or what happened?
I forgot it was in Vogue or GQ or some shit. I don't even know. It was in some magazine. And instead of having a journalist interview him, it's like him interviewing himself. And at one point, he just asked himself questions and like, it's just, and I get that this is what the celebrities do, like, or I mean, you kind of got to assume like 90%, 98% of celebrities are kind of like full of themselves, right? Like they gotta have, like, in order to make it,
Yeah,
you kind of gotta have like an insane confidence.
Yeah, you have to be the main character of everyone's story.
Yeah. So, but it's like to interview yourself is already insane. But he's like comparing. He's like, don't compare Dave to Atlanta, which I'm with. Like, I think Atlanta is a better show than Dave, but I was like, Dave ended up actually being pretty good. So it's like, it's a cool show. But I get why it was compared to Atlanta, but he just like, he was saying like, Dave is like a hamburger and Atlanta's like Wagyu beef. And it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, and I like, it's one thing if somebody else says it, but like you saying it about your own shit is like, that's insane to me. And then he's like, at one point he asked, he was like, are you afraid of black women? And it's like, bro, what is happening right now? It's like, why do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause then it's like, people are looking at it like you're asking yourself these questions for a reason.
Yeah.
And so, cause you got something to say, you got like, if you're interviewing yourself, you're only going to ask questions that you want to talk about. Like, obviously, so you obviously just had to get something off your chest. So that's why you ask.
You asking shit you don't want to talk about, bro.
So
why are you so like self-conscious? Yo, stop asking me that, yo. Like,
yeah, right. You never exactly. You only asking. You just want you sit. You get and like, why are you saying that shit? But it's just like, why would you ever want to do that? It's like, it's just insane to me. But I don't know. I've for a while, it seems like he's one of those people, which is cool, who kind of feels like he's a little bit more important than he is.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
you gotta be a celebrity, right?
And
have different,
self-important,
like names, you know,
like. And I'm a big, like, I've always been a big Donald Glover fan. Like, when he was on Community, I enjoyed him on there. I think Community's a funny show. Then he left, and I was like, oh, you know, and I found out he was a rapper while he was on Community. I'm like, you know, I was like, he's rapping very corny, but it's not bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, very corny ass, like, white dude or black dude who probably grew up around a lot of white people, like, bars. I'm like, oh, that's cool, though. Like, some of it's cool, some of it's a little much. And then, like, he kind of got better and better at it. You know what I'm saying? Mixtape after mixtape. And, you know, then he made Because of the Internet. And I'm like, oh, this is a genuinely, like, good album. Like, this is good. And his music just kind of kept progressing from there into, you know, he made, like, what's the one? The Daylight.
Redbone?
I can't remember what Awaken My Love.
Oh.
Yeah, Redbone. Like, that's good. Now, even though, you know, my critique of that album is that he's really just doing, like, you know, psychedelic funk music from the 70s and just doing it now. So it's like, it's kind of, part of it kind of feels like a cover. Kind of like how that Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak album just feels like they're just doing a cover. But, and it's good. It's like a good, like, great version of that. But it's also like, this isn't like new. Y'all didn't invent something. Like, y'all didn't like groundbreak. I just kind of
invented it. Like I did the Michelada, bro. I discovered it, bro.
There you go. Hey, yeah, bro. You discovered it. Back. Bro. Like, and it's like, this is cool, but it's like, this is just like, it feels like y'all just paying homage, bro. But like, so, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I like Atlanta. I'm a big Atlanta fan. I know you don't fuck with it, but I like the show. I feel like they touch on a lot of good subjects. They do it well. The direction is cool. It's always funny. But it's like, I think it's a dope show, but it ain't that important. Like, it's not, in the grand scheme of shit, it's not that important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have it out there. It's important that we have all these black, like, storytelling, like, things. Like, shout out to Abbott Elementary, another good show that recently came out. Like, it's cool that it's there. It's important in a way, but it's like you gassing.
So what about? So hear me out though. Devil's advocate, Messy Jesse. I will say, I imagine he has some responsibilities, like contract obligations for his media, like.
Oh, I'm not saying he should be interviewed.
But think of it as a boss move. What if he did have like 3 or 4 whack journalists that none of them he fucked with, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna just run this shit. I think that and.
I doubt it.
Who knows, bro? I mean, imagine we got some shit. I can interview you on GQ. You interview me. That'd be gangster as fuck, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can do that if you don't take yourself seriously.
I have to see it. I didn't watch it, so I don't know the context. I'll go back and watch it. But that's the only thing.
It was like it was. I think it was in print, so you have to.
I'll go back and read it. But that's the only thing. That's the only component I think that would be a boss move. Is being like, all right, I'll run the. If I have to, I'll run the interview. You know.
Yeah, it's like Players Tribune. Like I get that. Like,
You could be taking a job away from a journalist. You know what I'm saying? They could have.
And I'm like, I value journalism. I know people like to be like media or whatever, but I think you need that shit. Like a lot of problems that happen in our world locally is because like we don't have local journalists anymore. Like everything's kind of like fed up to like they're being hollowed out, and so like City Hall, your fucking local City Hall people are just like fucking destroying the community around you, and you have no fucking clue because there's no journalists covering that shit. So, but like,
happens in sports too.
But yeah, no, he could do you could do a lot of stuff that you could do a lot of stuff if you don't take yourself serious that you can't do if you take yourself serious, like interviewing yourself. if he interviewed himself and it was all jokes, like nobody, it'd be like, oh, this is hilarious. You interview yourself and you're fucking serious the whole time. They're like, all right, bro. Like, you think this nigga think he Jesus? He think he running around like he Pac, bro. Like, no. Like
now, if the Bloody Mary, if like a legit Bloody Mary company wanted to interview me, I'd take it seriously. If they were like, yo, interview yourself, it wouldn't be so serious.
You can't. It just don't work like that. But yeah, so It is what it is. I thought it was a little corny.
Did it show like me and then like hyphen me and then like had it or like colon or how did
it was just like Donald Glover,
Did it show like Q for question, A for answer?
Pretty much. It was like bold. So it's like it still felt like that, but it was like, come on, man. But yeah, I was gonna say, I have been watching Atlanta. Atlanta's been very good. They had we're on season 3, so it's like. But the last season came out in 2018, and now we're back for season 3 in 2022.
That's wild.
Because those dudes, everybody blew up after the show, and so they all like Lakeith Stanfield was in like every movie for 2 years, and Paperboy, he's in fucking Marvel movies now, even though it wasn't a good Marvel movie. The Marvel movies he's in every movie too. He was in the Joker movie randomly, so like he's out here. It's Zazie Beetz is doing shit, and obviously Donald Glover's not like. He's not like the most free person, he's booked up too. So it's like they all had shit to do. And then there was a pandemic. And so they they didn't end up filming season 3 till I think last year. And they just filmed season 3 and 4 back to back. And then they were like, yeah, we're just going to end it because it's like everybody's too big and, it's been too much time. We don't want to drag this for too long. So,
I mean, that's a good thing,
It's weird. Like sometimes I read things in, instead of waiting too long. I think halfway through season 3, if not further. But like it's been good. Like the last episode, I don't want to give no spoilers away or anything like that. But like it was very like critique on like activism and like why corporate activism wouldn't work. And you know what I'm saying? Like when these like big corporations are like, oh, we're starting a foundation. It's like that shit don't ever help anybody because why would it? Like the whole point of capitalism is pretty much to exploit everybody. So like them having a foundation to help people at the same time literally makes zero sense. You know what I mean? And so it was, touch on gentrification, which we already talked about on this pod, which was in a very funny way, but it obviously is like sad because it's real. But yeah, like the first episode of the season, was, it was kind of, I don't know if you heard about the story of the people. It was like the 2 lesbian couples that adopted a bunch of like black kids, and then like they just decided to drive off a cliff with the kids or some shit like that. It was like a true story.
Nah,
did you hear about that? Yeah, nah, that was a real shit. And it was like the kid had like it was like a famous picture of this kid like with a fedora hat, and he was like hugging a cop, and like he looked like Aloe Black or whatever. Like that's I don't know, but either way, like there was like an episode about that. And some other stuff, but I think it's been a pretty good season. So I don't know why. What was the issue with Atlanta before? What like you just didn't?
Nah, I mean I don't really. So that's the that's the conundrum. It's like I didn't watch it enough to have a serious issue. I just
You can always get on.
Yeah,
on Hulu,
I mean it's not so.
I
don't know, man. There's layers to it. It's like not everything is the opposite. It's like just because I didn't watch it doesn't mean I didn't like it. It just means it didn't. You've seen me, bro. I watch it in the background. I don't sit down and watch it proper. So it's like that's on me. It's on me more than it is the show.
The shit that you fuck with is like shit that like you can like go off, do something, and come back, and then they do a joke, and you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like and it doesn't seem like it's super tied to what was going on, but you can also catch what's going on from earlier in the episode by just watching it in the middle. Like I feel like that's why you fuck with The Office.
Yeah, or Curb and stuff like that.
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
I mean, dude, I'm like, for as media heavy as I am, like I am really ADD and hard to sit still. So it's like very hard for me to like just capture my attention for like a flow of time. And it sounds like very ridiculous, but
even though you sit down and watch a fucking documentary,
but mainly because I can play it in the background, and I'm like, wait, when the music drops, I'm like, oh shit, they're playing a piano. This is a serious part. I will say that I watch. I mean, Power Universe, man. Like they've had like so many spinoffs and stuff, and the acting's so bad, but the writing is just so good. So like, I like that, but then.
Speaking of that, I used to always say Snowfall was better than Power. Snowfall has fallen off.
Snowfalling.
It's just this season. I don't know. They literally jumped the shark. They had like an episode where there was a tiger, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean,
so I can't. I mean, I'm gonna still say that it was better than the Power that I watched because I haven't watched since fucking like season 3 of Power, so I can't speak for Power Book whatever and. The one that's about, fucking Kanan or whatever. I haven't watched any of that shit. So I can't speak on if any of that's good. But yeah, I can't. I feel like Snowfall let me down. So I can't be on my Snowfall over Power soapbox no more.
Yeah. That's a good, you can jump off on a show when it's good and be like, hey, I don't know where it went, but from where I left off, show was fire.
Where I was, it was like, yeah. But I mean, I'll probably finish it out because they said that the next season is going to be the last season. So I'm like, at least unlike Power, they ended it. They're ending it. Like Power, we're going to do
bro, you a Marvel fan where everything's a universe. That's what he's doing, a Power universe where all the things.
Oh, I'm not even speaking on the universe. I'm talking about just the original series Power. Like they still, after I was like, this show is bad now, they did like 3 more seasons. So I'm saying, I can't speak on the spinoffs. The spinoffs might be good. True. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, I was out on the original. I'm like, I just can't, I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched the finale, but I'm assuming Ghost died. I feel like there's only way to end that shit.
Tariq.
You can spoil it if you want. Wow, that's actually not that surprising.
I mean, and then Tommy moves to Chicago, and that's one of the spinoffs. And then one of them's Kanan, back in the 80s, like when he's coming up, and then the other one's.
Another one just Tyreek
goes to college. So they're all pretty, all different things.
Tyreek killed his father and just was like, all right, go to college.
Well, no, he killed his dad. And then what happened is Ghost put in his will that he left $2 million or $4 million for Tyreek, but he doesn't get it unless he goes to college. So he has to go to get the money. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And Ghost knew his death was coming. So he did all this shit. Like, it's cool to see like he has like protect like what's that called custody rights over his like Tariq's sister and stuff, even if Tariq gets fails a class or something. I don't know, there's levels to it, but I mean attention wise, man, I mean shows coming up like I don't know, man. I think I just gotta try something new, but
you watched anything? Nothing.
I did. I watched the Abercrombie and Fitch documentary. I watched Venom 2, which was surprising because I never didn't watch Venom 1. Shouts to Tom Hardy. I watched a show called. It was the. The Abercrombie and Fitch doc, man. That was like the most outstanding one.
Yeah, like I don't know if we talked about it before the pod, but I was like, I feel like some of these docs, I'm like, I already knew this.
That's the part I was gonna say. There's a
I had already heard. Go ahead.
There was a representation component with Abercrombie and Fitch was the fact that I remember in middle school was like the popularity thing was like girls were cutting out the dudes with the abs on and putting it on their lockers and stuff, and like and then I remember they equated to Abercrombie and Fitch as like people with money, right? And I remember one time I tried rocking something, and like these rich kids like made fun of me because it was like a knockoff or some shit, and I was like, oh well, fuck. So I didn't like fit in with that crowd, and I knew I wasn't like gangsters. I didn't fit in with like the opposite side of things. So I kind of didn't really feel like I was like it just made me question like my like where do I belong type shit. If I can't rock that clothes that I'm being told I should be wearing, and then I'm told I can't be wearing it. So I just wore a lot of sports stuff at that age because I thought that was neutral. I thought like that was safe. Like people from both sides should like the Giants and Yankees or whatever. So I just remember that being big, and then they talk about how like they didn't there was no representation for a lot of people. Like there was not a lot of black representation, Asian. They fired a guy because he was Filipino or something. They just wanted white people to work there. Yeah, and
they also were like, they're like, oh, if you're hot or whatever, you get to work here. If not, like, I know there's like the diverse models are always like background people, and like they always like feature the white people in front, like. But it's like I was saying before that we started recording, I was like, none of this seems new to me. Like, you walk into an Abercrombie and Fitch or like a house and you're like, yeah, this ain't for me, bro. None of this was for me. And I used to hate, like, I just remember in high school, everybody had a Hollister shirt, everybody had an Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm like, the shirt is just their name on it, like that. And it's not even like a cool logo. Like it's literally just their name. I'm like, that's not even that cool, bro. Y'all, and it's like y'all all wear the same shirts. It's like I don't know. It doesn't seem at the time. And obviously, you go there and it's like expensive, but I'm like, I wouldn't pay that. Like I'm like, even if it wasn't expensive, I wouldn't rock this. Like, and not that I was somebody and I had like all this fucking style. Like I'm always, I wore like the regular shit black people, Marc Ecko and fucking like what I'm saying, and Nietzsche and all that shit. Like what I'm saying, like and that's only because like my parents were like, this is what you should wear. Like what I'm saying, but I don't care. Like I didn't care that much. Like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, that's probably how I am now. I'm like, that's why I'm just Carhartt shirts every day. But that's when, dude,
that's honestly, bro, like not to make it like a, identity thing, but that's when I learned that whiteness was not just a skin thing. There was a financial, like, resemblance for being white. And I didn't understand that at that time. I was like, well, I'm more lighter skinned than my black homies and my Spanish homies. So I was like, I guess on paper I should be wearing these things, right? And then people, the kids, like the rich kids would be like, "No, Jesse, you can't wear that." And I was like, "All right, well, so what the fuck?" Wild.
Like if I
know, but like I just, and then I felt like I wasn't worthy enough, or I did,
Yeah, I mean, it's just
but
kids,
I couldn't
bro.
afford it and stuff, and like, cause like, I don't know. So like at that time, I was like,
Did you ever look at that stuff and be like, oh, I think that shirt actually looks good? Or are you just trying to wear it because everybody else
I think it was
wearing
to fit in, yeah. It was...
Yeah, because it's like, I don't... Like, there's definitely a shirt, I'm like, oh, I thought that, like, actually, like, looks like... I don't think that's a cool shirt. But then it's like... Yeah, but it's like, I feel like you're wearing a... Because they were, like, the same... Like, there really wasn't that material difference between a Hollister shirt and Abercrombie Fitch shirt. And what was the one that was, like, cheaper, but, like... Yeah, it really was no, like, they looked the same. They just had a different name. I did think
the polo, like, when polo was big and dudes were rocking different, that they were matching the horse with the, I thought that was cool.
I felt like they switched it up. They switched it up, though. Like, it wasn't just like one.
No, but I'm saying that was cool, too. Time. Like, I thought that was dope because, like, they would, and that was like, I was like, all right, I would rock a polo for that. Like, I the navy blue with the Yankee hat, I think that's clean.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah.
So no, I think the documentary, man, it's funny, man, because like I'd be adding my own commentary because I'm that funny, you know what I'm saying? And I'd just be like, they'd be like, and they were racist. I was like, nah, no way, like get out of here, rewind that, you know what I'm saying? Nah, a place called Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah,
right.
Fuck Abercrombie and his Fitch, bro.
Not. Yeah, it's like nobody's surprised that they're racist except I guess white people. Maybe somewhere it's like I can't believe it.
The Mandela effect when people are like, "Do you remember?" I remember it was Abercrombie. It's like, nah, you just pronounced it wrong. That's not a fucking. That's not a Mandela effect, bro. It's
like you remember it was Bagel, right? Like no, it was never. It was never that.
I was mad, bro. But I watched that. That was like the most pressing shit I watched, and then I've been listening to some new music, and
Oh, let me get some more because I
Oh yeah,
watched some
dude.
other
No, no,
stuff too
oh
before we
no, we're
hop
not.
into.
I was just saying that's just kind of what my media been. What you been watching?
Oh, okay, okay. Me and Katie kind of been watching just trash shit. So we were watching like the Temptation Island, which is like it's stuff that I would never like endorse in real life, but I'm like whatever. But it's like couples are in like they're in ruts in their relationship, and so to them the key is to go to this reality TV show where they split them up and they get to like they go into a house with like a bunch of different like women or dudes
Oh
and
yeah.
like pretty much date new people, and then like all you see from your significant other is like 30-minute clips of what they did the past week. And so, or not 30-second clips of what they did the past week. So it's like, what? So, I mean, obviously, like Temptation Island is a little more structured. It's kind of, I don't know if you ever watched Big Brother.
On CBS. Yeah, I know
But
what you're talking about.
like, yeah, it's like, everything's recorded. So that one is more structured in that, like, there's set things like, when you're going to like do that. You like know when you're going to actually go on dates with people and shit like that. But like the other show that I watched called The Ultimatum on Netflix is pretty much like it's like
That
the
sounds like
same
a fighting
concept.
show.
Yeah, right. It's like the same concept. It's like all these people who are like they're couples and they've been together for a while or a little bit, and somebody in the relationship offered the person an ultimatum like, "Hey, either we get married or like I'm out." And so I'm like, and then and all these people go on this show, and unlike in the Temptation Island where like the people date new people, like a whole there's like 20 sets of like just like fresh single people. And Ultimatum, they're dating within the couple group, so it's like 6 couples, and they're all like somebody issued an ultimatum, but like all of them date each other and like they're doing it like right in front of you. Like it'd be like me, you and Joelle and me and Katie, like, and then like Trav and Aubrey or whatever, like we go here and then like we're on dates with each other's significant others and like able to see them. Like I'm like, bro, that's messy as fuck. Why would anybody?
Yeah, you get outside. You're like, wait a minute,
like,
Katie eating seafood with Jesse? What the fuck? Nah, bro.
Yeah, and like you see people laughing, and you can hear people like talking shit. Like, yeah, this is what, like, it's like me talking to Joel. Like, yeah, like Jesse be doing this and that. Like, I'm like, bro, this is fucking wild, bro. Like, why would anybody? This
You gotta add your
saying?
commentary to that. That's the type of shit that we should put ours on the little square and then just be watching it and be like, yo, these dudes wilding, bro.
Yeah. Bro, like I couldn't imagine being like. Obviously, I would never be on like. One, you're in a rut in your relationship, and so you're like, you know what I should do? Go date other people. Like, let's watch my significant other date other people. Like, huh? Like, hell,
they got porn for
about?
that, bro.
Like, like, it don't make any sense. Like, bro, just dip, man. Either end it or try to figure it out.
The world's too big,
like,
bro.
I feel like
the world's too big.
This is not the thing to do, but nah. So that is just wild. So I mean, if you like straight up messiness, I would say watch it. But like to me, I think Love or Temptation Island is better. It's on Peacock. The Ultimatum's on Netflix. I think Temptation Island is better if you like the reality TV type shit. But if you just like fucking seeing messy ass people doing messy ass shit, like you can watch the Ultimatum. And then I watched the Batman like a month ago. Emo Batman with fucking Robert Pattinson. It was cool. I thought it was a decent movie. It's just like super long and like dragged out, and so like it's just like him being a
That's what I
detective
heard.
or whatever.
You're my Batman source, bro. I was gonna say it was like I heard it was more of like so the critique of like older James Bonds, what it was more dialogue than action, and now there's a lot more action. Was there more? Was that it? More dialogue than action?
Yeah, it was definitely more like him trying to figure out clues, like because the villain's the Riddler, and so it's like, and they made the Riddler more like kind of like a fucking memento like school shooter, but like not actually school shooter, but like somebody like he's planting seeds, and like part of the stuff that he's doing because he's like Gotham's corrupt, so he's like unearthing corruption at the same time, but he's also doing fucked up shit and like leaving clues. So it's like Batman got to figure out like what the clues mean, but also like prevent shit from happening, and also try to figure out who the hell the person is and like what their motives is. So it's like a very like detective noir type shit, and like there's some action in it. Like there's like enough, I think, to keep people like maybe, but it is also 3 hours, so it's like that maybe it wasn't enough. But like I thought it was cool what they were doing with it. I just wouldn't have made it. It didn't, and I don't think it needed to be 3 hours. They could have cut it a little bit.
You already know. You already know my opinion
the,
on that, bro.
The
but
shit
I mean,
across.
I don't know. The movie.
Yeah, I know.
3 hours, bro, is like. It's like there's a balance between it's like how good is the writing that you could stretch it out for 3 hours, opposed to how bad is the writing that it took you 3 hours to get your message across.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm like I don't think I didn't watch it and think the writing was because I don't think it was 3 hours because of the writing. It was 3 hours because the director like is like one of them like fancy artsy directors, and so like I feel like a lot of the scenes were like dragged out in terms of like lingering on shit. Like, you know, I think there was a point in the movie where he like stares at a kid for like 15 minutes, it feels like. But it wasn't actually 15 minutes, but it feels like it. Like he's like a lot of like lingering on shit, a lot of like slow walking, slow building to shit, a lot of like the man is just like watching people and surveilling shit. So it's like, and like they kind of stay there longer
to
than
build
they
up the emotion.
Like at the end,
yeah.
And I get it in a sense of you want the film to feel a certain way, and so like there's some stuff you need to like linger on, but I also feel like you definitely could have cut some of the stuff. Like he didn't want the pace. Like he deliberately didn't want the pacing to be like super quick. Like he didn't want it to feel like boom, 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 boom. He wanted to feel like, okay, like it's a process. You know what I mean? And I get that, but it's still 3 fucking hours. Like you could have done that and did 2.5, bro. And like I probably would have got your point.
Did they set it up for?
I don't know.
I guess a sequel. I mean, it's a Batman movie, so there has to be.
Like, yeah, man. At some point, these were even if they get these artsy directors, like they got to make the money. So it's on HBO Max, but I would say check that out. And I know we were talking about Netflix, or we were going to talk about Netflix like raising prices and getting shittier. They just suck. We don't got to talk about that.
I will say I have so many apps. So many apps, bro. I'm pretty much paying like the top like dollar.
Oh yeah, it's like cable. We're just paying cable, I mean, bro. Like, I got Peacock. I got Amazon
Stars.
Prime.
I got Max.
I don't got Stars. Yeah,
now you do, bro. You got my login fee.
Yeah. I got fucking CBS Plus or whatever the fuck it is, Paramount Plus. Fucking only thing actually I don't pay for Netflix because we get Netflix from Katie's dad, but that's what everybody's in the rut like uproar because Netflix like we're gonna get rid of like password sharing. It's like, bro, nobody's gonna be like y'all don't like it's just Ozark and then like an occasional show like, but for the most part people don't.
I was saying Netflix is like
about Netflix
is like
bro.
Facebook. You only just see like old people posting bad memes and shit.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's the Facebook extreme because it's like you still have it because it's like the OG, but it's like you look at it like you might be the worst one, bro.
It's like Netflix is like a term like Uber, even if you took a Lyft. You know, it's like I took an Uber there. I was watching on Netflix. It could have been you could have been watching on Hulu, but I saw it on Netflix. You know,
anything, yep. It's like, bro, because it's like, it's like very far between when shit that you actually care about come out. Then they don't market it for some reason. Like you'd be like, you don't know when shit is actually coming. They don't tell you when shit is actually coming out. You just go in there one day and like, oh shit, there's a new fucking season of Bridgerton. What?
last chance what? You? I thought the last chance was the last chance, bro. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they like you don't find out until like 2 days before at most, and then it's like, bro, this shit's back. Like why don't y'all tell people? Like why y'all? I'll be seeing the Netflix commercials, but like it only be like for the movies that also nobody wants to watch. Like stop giving these fucking Ryan Reynolds movies, bro. Like I get it, like, and I like Ryan Reynolds, but it's like he got one shtick. I don't need 8 movies of him doing that. Like you know what I'm saying?
He's the backup cornerback for remember the Titans. That's his shtick, okay?
It's just like, bro,
no, that's Ryan Gosling. Never mind. They're the same to me, bro.
I was about to say, was that him? I was like, yeah.
No, he's dead. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he just does the same thing and everything at this point, which I don't blame him. Like he figured out what works for him, but like that's why you shouldn't be doing as many movies. Like you need to dose yourself. Like we need to microdose you, bro. Like that's
I'm all with that. You know, I'd be with that, bro.
But it looks like we've arrived
burn.
to the songs of the week,
songs
bro.
of the month now. Shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to run. I'm gonna have to like speed work these albums.
I've been listening to some new shit, some old shit. You know, kind of what does it for me, man, is I've been watching these YouTube channels that do what's called aux battles, and these people will post a cat.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, they post a category, and then dudes will just drop music, and then the crowd judges, and I learned new music through that way, man, because it's just a 10-second
cool.
sample, and it's enough for me to like listen to the music and stuff. So I've been rocking to some old stuff, new stuff. There was a lot of it's like, learning some like diverse stuff that, you talk about with like, a feature with a certain guy, then a beat by a certain producer and stuff. So this one is a unique like collab because you could tell that it was clearly a feature that was sent to him, and he did it like sounds like he did it like while he was swimming in a pool or something, but it's Trippie Redd and Future. The kid that did, that's the song.
Yeah,
that song's fire.
I mean, I know. I think I'm gonna say like that's a couple years old, but
new to me though, bro. One man treasure, another man treasure, bro. So yeah, I've been rocking that. I've been rocking. I'm really into that Bryson Tiller album. That's old, obviously, but let me see.
Which one? Like the first one?
Anniversary.
I'm not a big Tiller guy, so, but like it was cool. I think I remember that one was okay.
I like him. I've been watching.
Wait,
what?
Don't.
Yeah, it's a good exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I've been listening to some old Diplomats, bro. Joel's in them, so I've been rocking some old Dipset, bro. So
it's funny. It's funny after Trav's birthday thing, we like went back to their crib and we were like doing like it wasn't like an aux battle, but we were just like everybody had a turn to put up 2 songs from YouTube from like high school or whatever, and it was like it's just like everybody see if they like rock with it or whatever, and we did that, and I was like obviously I had to throw in some old school Dipset, some Cameron, some Joel's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Was, yeah.
So I just been rocking, mixing that, and then some homies been, my homie Ian, shouts to him. He's been making beats for my football shows left and right. So I always want to big up his, music making.
Nice.
Shouts, all of our creative homies. The Wade Empire, bro. I don't know if you saw, he got flown out.
Oh yeah,
he went to Chicago, the BET headquarters out there, mixing with the,
Yeah, he be blowing. I be seeing like it's like obviously I follow him on the stuff and shit, but it's like I didn't follow him on TikTok at first, but then it was just like his TikTok would just like pop up, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot like you do this. So it's like, it should be like it'd be like 1 million or something like 100,000. I'm like, hey, bro, he been working, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, so that's the homie, bro. He's always showing love to us, bro.
Shouts to him.
But yeah, he's out there working, man.
I hope he getting his money.
They taking care of him. You know what I'm saying? I hope he never goes Hollywood on us.
Yeah.
But now he's the homie, bro. So yeah, shouts to everyone creating, bro. Making lanes. Shouts to the homie Kurt, co-host of Not JK. He got a new job that he's flexing on. So shouts to him for that. We out here coming up.
Nice.
I'm jet setting to New York next month. You're jet setting to New York. Sounds like the summertime. So.
Yeah, in the summer. Like, I'm not about to shout that out.
Time flies by though. But yeah, man, what do you got, bro?
They really do.
What you been listening
to? From the last, it's been a month, bro. Like, and it's funny because like we got a big month coming up. Like, Future with Pusha T dropped yesterday, and then Future's dropping next week. The week after that, you got Jack Harlow, which people are like, yeah, nobody cares about the Jack Harlow now. And then after that, we got Kendrick Lamar dropping. Thug said he's dropping this year. We obviously, we getting a lot of people. So like it's crazy. But even the last month, like Dreamville dropped a nice little tape. I thought that was okay. Like, it was kind of, it was a Gangsta Grill mixtape. So I'm a big Gangsta Grill's mixtape fan. But, I like the Stick song, which was pretty good. So you can check that one out if you haven't already. 42 Doug and SG dropped a joint album.
Which I found out his name is 42 Doug, not 42 Doug.
Is it 42
Doug?
Oh, okay, 42. Okay, 42 Doug.
Yeah, on Drink Champs.
I don't. Yeah. It's like I don't know what any of this shit means, but I just rock with it. Like, I'm sure it has some significance to whatever going on in your life or your hood or some shit. But yeah, 42 Doug and SG got the album called Last Ones. I think is it Last Ones Up or Last Ones Left. Shit is hard, especially the beginning of the album. It kind of tails off at the end because they like bring down their homies, and it's like I don't know who this is. Like, but it was like just their homies rapping. I'm like I don't know what's going on, but like the fucking ones with just them, they got like chemistry. Songs I like on that is like Thump Shit, Everybody Shooters too. It's very like ignorant. They just talking about killing people. So if you fuck with on some hard ass beats, and I'm a big like I like the Detroit music scene, so there's a little bit of that, and then a little bit of like SG's from Louisville, but he does a lot of shit with Forever Rolling, and their shit is like their beats are pretty hard. So yeah, definitely fire. Fivio Foreign dropped the album called Bible, which is a wild title. But if you like the drill shit, obviously Fivio's kind of like the king of that right now. You know what I'm saying? 5e. But fucking I don't know if it's Fivio or Fivio.
No,
I don't fucking know.
Fivio Foreign, but then
Fivio.
Yeah, who's Fivio? Yeah, see Whoopty when he did the remix. He's
Whoopty,
he's like CJ with the remix. 5e, 5e. He says it like 5 times.
Hey, bro, that makes sense. But it's like that's Trav's. That's shout out to producer Trav. That's his boy now. That's he on the 5e wave hard. And I like 5e for him. Like, but yeah, the album was cool. I like Through the Fire with Quavo. I like the Slime Them with Lil Yachty. I like the song with ASAP. Some other. I'm just gonna run through some other songs and albums that I like. Sid from the Internet. Her album was good. Definitely check that out if you fuck with her. The song London by Bia and J. Cole, one of the hardest J. Cole verses I've heard in a long time. And they're like, he's like doing like English accents for some reason. Definitely check that shit out. Cardi B hopped on a drill beat for the song Shake It. Check that shit out. I thought it was pretty cool. What was some, I'm trying to think of some. Oh, the album that I liked the most that came out was the Vince Staples album. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Definitely, you know, I'm a big Vince Staples fan. I feel like I don't probably since the Big Fish album, which was like him rapping on EDM beats, which I think he just did for money so he can put them in movies or whatever, which is smart on him because like, you know, artists don't be making money no more. But nah, this album is very, very good. Like, you know, Paper Cut's probably one of my favorite songs on there. Mama's Boy, East Point Prayer with Lil Baby is fire. Like, it's just an all around really good album. So if for some reason, if you haven't listened to that, I would say listen to it. The Lotto album was very good. Liked all the features. Definitely like the song with Lil Wayne and Childish Gambino called Sunshine. So like definitely check that shit out if you haven't yet. And I think that's pretty much all of it. I don't want to go too much. Obviously, there's a bunch of songs that like I wasn't able to get to. But yeah, those are my songs of the week.
With that, bro. I've been.
Have you heard the First Class song?
Whoa, you read my mind, bro.
Jack, did you like?
I was gonna say, so I don't know who TDE Punch is, but he had a tweet viral talking about how like, you know, black people have to work twice as hard for, you know, white rappers or whatever.
Yeah, he's the dude who runs like TDE, like Top Dog, people who, you know, they got it's like Kendrick and them and Schoolboy Q and
at some point, man, and you know where I stand when it comes to like, you know, representation and stuff, but is there not like some sort of like participation trophy aspect to be like, hey, if he's a white rapper, like he shouldn't be qualified?
And here's the thing, I like Jack. I was on Jack Harlow like before, and I hate when I start to say that, but like I was early on the Jack Harlow. Like you can go back and on our pod, and he has songs from like some of his songs are like on our pod intros and shit like that. But like, and like now that he, you know, once, and that's like when he was then, and I don't want to say I like him then more than I like him now, but I think he found a sound, and that's when he popped. And I feel like that's what happens. Like you're working for a long time, and then one thing pops for sure, and you kind of stay in that because you're like, oh, this is what works, so I'm gonna stay with what works. And it's like I get that to an extent, but I think he's kind of like that's where he is right now. And so I think he's better than what he's been putting out the last couple of times. And I feel like the First Class song was like, I feel like nowadays you have to, for dudes to be, these artists to be successful, they got to have like some fucking TikTok snippet. Like they got to have some music that like makes sense for TikTok to like get the buzz though, man. To like, it's all marketing. You know? And so, but like, I think that like when you're like searching for that, like shit get overhyped, and then you hear the full song, you're like, And that's what happened with the First Class song. Like I heard it, and I wasn't even that hype about when people were like, "Oh, this about to be a banger," like because he took Glamorous, which I'm like, "Yo, Glamorous was actually low key a banging ass song." Like, you know, what I'm saying I'm not like yo Fergie's fire or anything like that, but like that with the Ludacris feature, like that was a good song, and like him flipping it, I'm like, that's cool, but like that's not something. It wasn't really that clever to me. Like, you know, throw up the G and the A M. Like I was like he's literally just taking what they say and like just using a different like that's not that crazy to me. Like, and again, I fuck with him, but I'm like, this isn't that hard. Like, it's cool. Like, it might ride a little bit, and I'm like, the chorus is cool. Let's see what the rest of the song like. And I'm like, I felt like he kind of phoned it in on the rest of the song.
I feel like, but so it's like, you know, it's just the evolution of like, you know, Biggie was giving radio hits on the A tracks, and then the B tracks was like, you know, the street stuff. So it's like, you know, the people that you know, you got to adhere to the people that are paying for this shit.
But you can't phone it in. You got to give some good, like, and we all know it's capable. Like, even on the fucking, was it the Lil Nas X like song? Like, his verse is very good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like he could do the stuff, but then, you know, I don't know. It just kind of like, I think sometimes I think they shouldn't. If I was an artist, I would never put out a snippet unless I knew the song was coming out, because I'm like, if you put out a snippet and then it grows to a certain point, you feel like you have to make that song. You know what I mean? And then it's like, if you just make the song and you're like, I'm not really feeling this. Like, I like the chorus a lot, but like, I feel like I can't really figure out like the verses.
unless,
you know what I'm saying? Like that. If you just keep
you're
that,
Dr. Dre, you're talking about the detox.
yeah. Well, yeah, you just never put it out. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like sometimes people like they throw out the snippets and then they didn't actually fuck with the song themselves, but they were like, well, it's so big, like I gotta put it out. And then they put it out, people like, oh, they bamboozled us.
we led astray, hoodwinked.
Led astray, hoodwinked. Like, nah, bro. They probably made the song. You heard a snippet on fucking something that blew up, and they were like, fuck, now I gotta put this out. And I mean, sometimes that works. Like, they don't like a song, they put it out, and then everybody was like, why didn't you? Like, this song is fucking amazing. Like, why were you not, like, the Gunna song, Bank on Me? Like, why was that on his album? That shit was fire. He should have had that shit on the album. But maybe to him, he was like, it's kind of like, but it worked out. It was like, sometimes it don't be like that. It blow up and you put it out and you're like, yeah, I was right. It wasn't, it wasn't that great. Like, I had one really good part of it, but like, I didn't really, you know, I couldn't really, you know, shake the whole thing out. So I don't know, but I just want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, no, I think,
I think that's it. That was my song.
Yeah, no, I definitely saw that component. I was like, man, maybe can't win in this rap game. You know what I'm saying? That's why I left early. You know what I'm saying? I finessed it to the podcast game. But nah, man, shouts to you, man, putting up with me time in, time out. You know what I'm saying? The Bucketup Boys is forever. The Bucketup Media LLC continuing to grow. You know what I'm saying? Najee K. We got the animation in the mix. You know, Bloody Mary reviews have been on and growing, bro. We got some possible sponsors coming with that too. So, you know, we're touching all angles. You know, you sold out. You the Buckethead boy. Now you're the Bloody Mary. Nah, I'm the Bloody Mary guy with the bucket hat. You know what I'm saying? So with that, man, shouts to, you know, people that have been riding with us since then. For those that are new to the program, man, where can they find us socially, digitally, audibly, and individually?
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know what you're listening to us on right now, but you know, SoundCloud is our main squeeze, but you can find us on all of the, you know, podcast listening apps. We're on Apple Podcasts for the iPhone homies. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Google Play. We're also, if you want to look at us, you know, we're on YouTube. The homie Jesse's got on this fire hat that he got for the free.
Basketball hoop behind me.
I don't know. You see me? I got. It's been so long that, you know, I have dreads now.
I'm jealous. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had them.
I mean, you couldn't get dreads anyway. Because I mean, you do what you want, but like, yeah, white people don't look good with dreads. Don't do it.
I could dread the beard. You know what I'm saying? Do it for like. I could be like, yo, I'm from a different village. Y'all don't even know.
No, I wouldn't do that. But we're also on Spotify. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to us on all the stuff. You can like us on Spotify. That way you get the notification. There's that little bell in the corner, and you click on it. It'll show you all your new like podcasts, new artists that you follow pop up. Will pop up in there right for you. So make sure you do that. And then obviously hit us up on any of the social media. Facebook, you know, we're the Bucketup Podcast. On Instagram, we're at the Buckethead Boys. And then on Twitter, we're at Bucketup Podcast. And then you can follow us individually. homie Jesse is at JB Speak, and then I am at Tylante, aka Sauce Goodman, which is
Ross Goodman.
I don't know if y'all fuck.
Oh.
No, it's a play on the show Better Call Saul. People don't. It's like the Breaking Bad spinoff, but the guy's name is Saul Goodman. Like it's Saul Goodman.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So Sauce Goodman, but yeah, that's who I am right now. I'm probably gonna change it next month because I change it every month. But yeah, so hit us up on there if you want to talk about anything on the show. Badger us about not making enough shows.
Yeah, bro. It's flattering for sure.
Hit us up with
you guys see the Will Smith thing?
Hit us up with topics.
Yeah, bro. We have TVs.
I definitely had homies like hit me up like y'all don't do the pod. I'm like, oh yeah, nah. I just obviously I had a kid,
like you
so,
did, bro.
We had to shift.
Like I'm way behind on everything.
Kind of. All right, we had to like shift on the schedule, bro, but we still do it. We still rocking them. Like, Jesse got, we got Najee K. Like, definitely check that out if you really fiending for, obviously, if you come for like me and Jesse's dynamic, like it's gonna be different. But like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's 180 other episodes y'all can go do your homework on. You know
yeah. I mean, some of it might be. I mean, I don't know how much. You listen back. I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen back to our old stuff as much because I listen to our podcast like 4 times during the editing process.
Yeah, right.
So it's like I don't really need to go back and listen to it again. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of the stuff is like dated. So, but still, you can go back and listen to a month ago if you're fine. Unless you already listened to it, then I get it.
Our opinion.
I don't re-listen to podcasts that much because, like, why would I listen to
some shit? Some shit is forever though. It's like our opinion on pineapple on pizza has not changed. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You can come through and get the dated, the non-dated, you know what I'm saying, unconditional content, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, shouts to you, bro. Shouts to the sponsor, Sunday Scaries. Our account manager dipped from them and she moved, but we got a new account manager.
Yeah, she's on. It's kind of funny. Is she now like for Abercrombie and Fitch?
No, American Eagle. Yeah.
Okay.
But what's funny is she's been bashing Sunday Scares. I'm like, hey, you need to chill because they still are. We still rocking with them. You know what I'm saying?
She's out of there, so she get. I didn't see anything.
So she dipped. So shouts to her. She's still the homie. But yeah, we got a new rep. You know what I'm saying?
New person, cool. I haven't talked to her.
I mean, they just kind of been. I think they got like a team now. It's not just one person because I've been talking to other people. But yeah, they raised our.
I mean, that's smart.
They raised our stuff, so we raised it to you. You guys get 25% off. You know what I'm saying? Use promo code Bucketup.
Ooh, wow.
On top of that, bro, 30% off if you want to ice your wrist up. They still be sending me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the Daniel Phillip.
It's funny. I mean, the perks of Jesse talking to these people and not me is I don't get any of this merch. It's just Jesse.
I tell him to send it to you. Shit, like, what's the address? I'm like, this. Yeah. I mean, you got the socks, bro.
I did get the socks, but you got a hat, didn't you? Or you got a
gave
shirt
me the socks because they gave me the last hat. So I apologize.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's like I feel like they needed to flip that. Like, you the socks guy, I'm the hat guy. I mean, you are a hat guy too, but it's like,
well, I mean, hey, bro.
Hey,
new Sunday Scaries rep. We need to get my guy a hat over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there we go. Give me a hat,
you know what I'm saying? You got to rep proper. But shouts to you, man. Shouts to Miss Mari. You know what I'm saying? I'm Uncle Jesse Unlimited. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she's talking soon. She's gonna be like, "Yo, Uncle Jesse owes me $1."
Oh yeah, she's on. She be like blah blah.
Oh, so she.
That's what she at right now. Dadas and mamas and yeah. She says door now.
Oh,
door.
Shouts to that, bro.
It's just random words that she know a lot. No,
that's the homie, bro.
She telling me she's like no. Like, bro, I didn't even do anything. So no,
don't you? Hey, you don't tell me. I run the shit around here. But yeah, shouts to that, man. Bucketup Podcast, volume 182 in the Bookingtons, in the archives, in the lab. Ty's on his way to a food truck festival. I'm on my way to broadcast women's football, and you know what I'm saying. Hey. Then we shall resurrect like Jesus in them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for volume 182 Bucketup Podcast. DJ Buttersauce, the kid JB, Bucket Hat Boys, we out.
Chill.
My door real quick. My dog's probably like, where the fuck is everybody?